to the Football Social. The atmosphere started already. OK, calm down. Is, of course, a watch-along for Liverpool against Man United. Huge Super Sunday. So let's see who is on the show. Of course, we couldn't have Liverpool in a big game and not invite this man back. Andy Bayo,
Too kind.
Bayo, I feel like I see you at least every month. But it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while.
How have you been? How's the footy going? Tell us.
You know what? Not too bad. Went for a little sticky Christmas patch at Wickham.
Yep.
Just come through that. Good result yesterday. Beat Rochdale at home.
Last minute, wasn't it?
Last minute, yep. Joel Jacobson, penalty. Nice, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. We're good, man. We're in it. We're up for the fight. We're good.
And, of course, Liverpool, you're here supporting your beloved team. How do you see this game going? You're nervous? You're confident?
You know what? The thing is with me, I'm nervous for every game, but I'm confident in how the season's gone, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm nervous just because I feel like, because I've been in football, I feel like when the odds are stacked up against you, somehow you pull something out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm quietly confident. OK, sat alongside you, a very brave man to be sat in a Man United shirt next to Andy Bayo Akinfenwa. Look, he's not happy. Mikey McCubbin, fair play, mate, you got the shirt on. How are you feeling, the opposite side, as a Man United fan going into this fixture?
Oh, mate, Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back is, it's got the, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. Not overly confident. Rashford's out, obviously, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm not looking forward to if Liverpool score. Yeah,
we'll do the team news very, very shortly, of course. To bring his neutral perspective, it's one of my favourite members of the Football Social team, Dave Jackson. Dave, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, Yeah, I'm good, mate.
You're good?
Yeah.
Always good. Mixed. And, of course, in Social Corner, who else but Will Brazier. Will, just to remind the viewers how they can get involved in the show, because they are a big part of the show.
Yes, lots to talk about. How does Eddie save Bournemouth? A fantastic Sunday service for Burnley and Nick Pope. Wolves keep finding the netto. Will they break the top four? Get in touch at Football Daily, at SoccerAM, using the hashtag TFS.
By the way, Wolves keep breaking the netto. He's, long train journey. He's been scripting that good. I like that, Will.
Cheers,
let's have a reminder of yesterday's results. Loads of goals in the Premier League, but winner by millimetres, and I still haven't got over it, Dave, so that finished 0-0. Yes, technically it was the right decision because it did not cross the line. Arsenal finished 1-1, goals from Martinelli and John Fleck, but Dave, I know that you were very unhappy about a penalty not given in that game. We will come to that in due course. Brighton 1, Aston Villa 1, goals from Trossard and Jack Grealish. Man City finished 2-2 against Crystal Palace, goals from Cenk Tosun, 2 from Aguero, and then an own goal in injury time from Fernandinho gave Crystal Palace a point at the Etihad. Huge game at the bottom of the table, 20th against 19th. Timu Pukki penalty gave Norwich all 3 points. Southampton were 2-0 up with goals from Bednarek and Shane Long, but Neto and Jimenez twice gave Wolves all 3 points. West Ham 1, Everton 1, Dupe and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Newcastle United fans were absolutely buzzing with that as they beat Chelsea thanks to Isaac Hayden's goal. And, of course, there was an earlier game today as well, prior to our feature game, Liverpool-Man United. This is how it ended. Burnley getting all 3 points against Leicester. Leicester taking the lead through Harvey Barnes. And Chris Wood and Ashley Westwood giving Burnley a huge victory. They're all embracing Nick Pope because he was the hero at 1-1, saving a penalty from the Premier League's current top goal scorer, Jamie Vardy. Big moment in the game. You can just see how much it means to those Burnley players, and also another big win for Liverpool, Bayo.
Yeah, man. Listen, when when the stars align, that's what it seems like is happening at the moment. So if we can capitalise on today and win, then I'm going to be quiet.
You're going to be quiet. Wow. Okay. This is what it meant for the table. So Norwich and Bournemouth, as we said, did play each other. Norwich, big win, but they do remain rock bottom. 17 points from 23 with a goal difference of -22. Bournemouth and Aston Villa make up the bottom 3. Watford, though, and West Ham only a point above the drop zone. Let's have a look at the top half. The Davis' beloved Arsenal in 10th. My Spurs in 8th. Not been a great season for either of the North London clubs so far. Man United currently in 5th. And Liverpool, 61 points from 21 played. Interestingly, Barry, I'm amazed that they don't have the best goal difference with how well that season's going.
I know.
But other than that, it's just been perfect so far.
Look at the points difference. It's insane. That is really, really insane. Right now, this is what I'm saying. I do think Liverpool's a machine. They're a well-oiled machine. They just go into games and they do what they need to be done to the next game. And as long as that continues, then there'll be no stopping us this season.
McCubbin, I want to talk Man City with you because that was a big story that unfolded yesterday. Palace close to all 3 points. Then it looked like City were going to get all 3 points. It was a bit of a crazy game. But once again, Man City at home to Palace, they couldn't get the job done.
Just don't do it, do they?
Right.
Yeah, they just hate playing against Roy Hodgson. I thought I didn't see the whole game, but I watched most of the highlights, and it just seemed to be a classic case of City this season. Create enough chances to score, generally the better team, but defensively quite frail. And just paid the price for that, basically. Yeah, that's kind of been the story of City season. So to quote that old cliche. But it's I think
is it at the back you think that their big issues are? The fact that Laporte's been injured, Company hasn't been replaced.
Yeah, the Laporte injury's been massive, hasn't it? Like that's basically where it's been. When Laporte's fit, like Stones is twice the player that he is.
Yeah.
Fernandinho has actually been all right, but I just think their defensive structure without Fernandinho in central defensive midfield, playing back there is just it's just been rejigged a bit too much. And I think probably not having Company there as well, considering what good form he was in last season as well. I just think that whole area of the team has been messed around with a little bit too much, and then Laporte's injury just kind of blew a hole in it, basically.
I think that's not replacing Company. Forget what he does on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think you've got to realise the magnitude of what experience and what a real leader does.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's knowing how to get your team up. You can have ability, but it's knowing how to get that ability. And that's what Company was. Big game player. Like, he got them up, and I just think they haven't replaced him. I'm happy that they haven't. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the importance, and you can see it.
And you talk about not replacing him, Bayo. The fact that Liverpool are doing so well and City are dropping points means that there is a huge points gap now in the Premier League. I want to get your take on this, because the earliest the Premier League's ever been won was in 2001. Man United won it on April the 14th. If Liverpool carry on winning, if both teams win all their games, Liverpool can win the league on April the 4th at the Etihad.
Wow.
Can you see that happening? Because, I mean, that would be incredible.
Of course I can see it happening, just because of the way nothing has deterred Liverpool. So right now, Liverpool, if they maintain this way, nobody's beating them. They don't look like they're going to drop many points. So, of course, you could see it. I don't know how, the footballing gods, I just don't know how the footballing gods will make that happen. So I'm hoping footballing gods, do your thing and that, you get me? But do you know the worst thing is, if any team was going to do it, it would be Liverpool, because Liverpool are breaking all records right now, and this team is functional, they seem focused, and a manager that seems like he ain't going to allow them to take their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
So if anybody's going to do it, it would be this Liverpool team now. But if I'm honest, don't really care when it comes.
A lot of Liverpool fans say that. You just want to get that trophy.
I just want to get the trophy.
Yeah.
I just want to get the trophy. You know what I'm saying? It's what we've been going for and what we've been yearning for a little while.
Yeah, and it's looking very good for Liverpool at the minute. Of course, we will chat Liverpool in great detail in the show. Get your questions in about Liverpool, about Man United, and your predictions as well. Dave, we need to touch upon Arsenal. Yes, I don't know if you want to talk Arsenal or not. It was a strange game yesterday, wasn't it? I mean, big incident in the game, a penalty not given, 1-1 at Sheffield United. What was your take of the game?
I think it was definitely a pen.
Yeah.
The challenge on kind of like Pepe.
These are the full-time teams at the Emirates.
But there
took the lead. Martinelli, good goal.
Yeah, we did take the lead. And I think the issue we had, we didn't quite have a bit of quality to get the second goal. If we score a second goal, we say that game's won.
So if the penalty is given for you and it's scored,
then I think
simple as that,
yeah.
Arsenal get all 3 points.
Yeah. There has been a lot of positives since Arteta's come back in. If we could have potentially even just got a draw against Chelsea, if you look at our results since then, they've been pretty strong. So we've got Chelsea on Tuesday. If we beat them, the gap to top four will be down to 7 points, and I think it potentially might even be back on, potentially.
Yeah,
but there is an awful lot of positives coming. Obviously, we're going to miss Aubameyang for another 2 games. I want to see a little bit more from Lacazette in his games, because he's an opportunity.
Can I jump? Because I've been hearing that recently. I love hearing your Arsenal supporters. You entertain the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie, do you know what I'm saying?
Particularly in times of need, when they lose.
Oh, my days, you entertain me.
Yeah.
The thing which I've clocked recently is that I think Arsenal fans are so passionate that when they use it for positivity, it's great.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting. It's always, you know what, we're seeing positives. But y'all lot can't help but then just go on this negative. So I've been hearing about Laka. A couple months ago, it was Laka's this, Laka's that, play Laka as a number 9, this. And now it's just nah, Laka don't do this. Laka needs to do...
No.
I'm not just you. I'm just saying, I'm just being what I'm hearing sort of thing. So y'all are on this positive thing, which is good, but it seems like y'all just can't help but just run on a negative.
And not just Dave, because I think it is just Dave, but you think it's other Arsenal fans.
I ain't trying to pull it on you, D. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, because I'm having a conversation with an Arsenal supporter. So that's what.
I think the thing is, I'm one of the most positive Arsenal fans. I never once said anything anti-Wenger or any stuff like that, you know. But I think like I said, because he is one of our senior players.
Yeah.
And you look at the front three we'll have without a bank, they're very young. You know, people like Martinez, 18. Yeah. Eddie Nketiah came on. He's 19, maybe 20. Like I think there's a lot more responsibility on. Like I said, and he's a top player.
He's a part of it because he's not playing with Aubameyang. I feel like when Arsenal fans are behind Lacazette, it's when he's playing with Aubameyang.
By the way, I'm still on Lacazette's side. I'm not having.
Are you though?
I'm not having.
Are you though?
Will's face is a picture when you say you're a positive Arsenal fan. Will,
you don't think? I'm like I never ever slag off Arsenal on any of this stuff.
On camera, but
no, on anything.
Can we move on from Arsenal?
Sure.
Just quickly before we do.
Yeah.
Are you surprised, without going over the penalty too much, the fact that it went to VAR? As an Arsenal fan, when it went to VAR, as they do review incidents, did you think it would be overturned?
Yeah, because there was when we played Crystal Palace at the Emirates 2 months ago, a challenge on Zaha. It wasn't given. They looked at VAR. They didn't actually given it. It was exactly the same challenge. So all I'm after is some consistency.
OK, let's have a look at the teams as well. Let's get the team news in because some interesting talking points. We'll come on to Man United in a minute, but this is the home team, Liverpool. Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. Klopp goes with the midfield three of the Ox. Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, and then that famous front three, Salah, Firmino and Mane. So very, very strong Liverpool team, which we've seen all season. This is the Man United team that starts. Big news, of course. We know already that Pogba's out. We know McTominay's out. More recent news is that Rashford is injured as well. So Man United do have injury worries going into this big game. They start with De Gea in goal, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Fred Pereira, Matic, Williams, Martial and James. So the thing that surprises me there, Michael, you'll know better than I do, as a Man United fan, Greenwood not starting. Has he earned the right to be starting given the fact that Rashford is injured?
I think he's earned the right. Yeah, I think he's earned the right for sure. But I feel like Ollie is still a little bit hesitant to start him in games. I think he still feels like he's a better option to bring off the bench in the second half if United need a lift. In a game like this, where there is a possibility that Liverpool could have it won in the first half, it might not be as effective. But also I think we're looking at a different system here as well. Obviously, Rashford being out has meant that we've had to change the system. I don't know whether Solskjaer was thinking about going for a more defensive approach like this before, but for whatever reason he has, and I think probably just on the basis that Martial and James have played more together this season, are used to playing on the break, have the skill set for it. I think that's probably why he's gone for it.
Yeah, interesting. In Liverpool, that is an unchanged team from their win at Tottenham last weekend. Man United, though, 2 changes from the side that thrashed Norwich at home last weekend. So Daniel James and Luke Shaw start in place of the injured Marcus Rashford and Juan Mata. And we can hear what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to say ahead of the game. Here he is.
Ollie, you've obviously picked your side to play in a certain way. What lies behind your thoughts on the formation you've gone with?
I think we've got a way that we have to come to a difficult place. We have to come and play against a very good team, and we try to maximise the players we've got available. I think we've got a chance to give them some trouble with the way we're playing.
So are you 3 at the back?
You'll see soon enough.
Is your best chance the counter-attack?
Well, you've got to defend well against this team, but you can't just lay back and wait for them to come. So we need to have courage, bravery to get on the ball and try to make the pitch as big as we can and give them problem, because I don't think you can expect to get anything off a game if you just wait for them.
Obviously, you're going to have to do it without Marcus Rashford. He hasn't made it. What's the latest on him and his injury?
He got a couple of knocks again and jolts when he came on against Wolverhampton, and he's aggravated his back. He's had some trouble before, and of course we're going to give him time to recover and rest before we put him back on the pitch. He's always recovered quickly before, so let's hope he does that again.
Could he be out for weeks?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to be back in the next few weeks, and we've got an international or mid-season break. I never get used to that term, but I'm not sure we're going to see him before then. No.
Thanks, Ollie.
Yeah, we're going to give him the time he needs anyway.
Thanks, Ollie.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thanks. Cheers.
So there we go. Not what Man United fans want to hear, Michael. It's seems quite vague at the minute. It is obviously early days with the Rashford injury, but it looks like it could be more serious than was first thought. Yeah. How much will Man United miss Marcus Rashford?
Oh, we'll miss him massively, of course. I mean, obviously we've been without Pogba this season. He's, our best player, and Rashford has stepped up in his absence in terms of providing goals. Obviously, this has been his by far his most prolific season. And I think actually in the last year, I think we've probably seen Rashford improve as a player the most since probably he started playing for us, to be honest. So, yeah, huge. He'll be hugely missed.
Mate, as a striker yourself, it seems like the Harry Kane injury, Tottenham used him in a lot of games, and he's now got a serious injury that could keep him out to April at least, if reports are to be believed, with the surgery. Marcus Rashford now, he's played an unbelievable amount of games for Man United in all competitions. As a striker yourself, is there a danger of overuse? Is this what we're seeing for these players, or is it just a bit of unluckiness?
I think it's a bit of both. I think sometimes it can be unlucky, sometimes it can be overused, but ask any striker, they want to play.
Yeah. In any game?
In any game, in every game. Like, they want to play. It's goals. It's just goals, and it's momentum. So you don't really want to be like, stop, start. You literally just want to. And when you get that first goal, you just want to continue. And that's where it is. And look, in the modern day, with sports scientists, therapists, and what they've got now, you know what I'm saying, you would like to think that they manage their loads, so they won't overtrain them, especially if they know there's a run of games. But ask a striker, any good striker, they want to play every single game. Kane will want to play, Rashford wants to play, Vardy, all of them want to play, and it's just because that's what we love, this sport, and the more you play, the strikers, the more goals you can score.
Yeah, very true. Will, let's go to you in social corner. Any comments so far? What are people talking about, predicting about the game?
Yes. Just on Manchester United, Mikey, you'll know a lot more than me. Obviously, we spoke about mainly how bad they are, but fifth in the Premier League, semi-final of the Carabao Cup, still in the FA Cup. It's not all that bad, is it?
I mean, it's not terrible. I think the feeling around the club was far worse in the final days of Mourinho, over points of Van Gaal's tenure as well. It's not. In terms of what we're seeing on the pitch, I think a lot of people do understand that, we've had, one huge injury this term. The squad is, a bit of a mishmash, and we've still had some big results in the big games. Yeah. So it's a difficult one, because it's frustrating, because I think this season it's never been easier to get top four for about, for the last 3-4 years. It really is there for the taking. And if any of Arsenal or Spurs or United really had their act together, they'd have it in the bag, I think, because Chelsea have shown themselves in the last couple of months that they're a bit more vulnerable than we first thought. So I think that's the main frustration, and I think it's more the long term. It's like, if we don't get Champions League this season, that's another year where we're not such an attractive club for attracting players, essentially. I think that's where it is. But in terms of overall our performances this season, I wouldn't put many of our performances this season up there with the worst of the last few years, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Just picking up on that point, I know what you mean, but Liverpool have been amazing. Do you think a lot of the other teams have dipped from last season? Because Mike is saying that top four's there for the taking.
I think it's just a lack of consistency.
Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United.
If you look at Arsenal, we've had so many draws. We've lost less games than Chelsea, but we've drawn something like 9. If you could just turn half of them into wins, then we'd be right up there.
Yeah. OK, let's get back to our feature game. This is what Jurgen Klopp had to say just moments ago ahead of the game.
Jurgen, you've seen the Manchester United team sheet. What does that tell you about the way they're going to approach this?
That was pretty clear. I don't think that wouldn't have changed if they played with 4 on the back, but it's still possible they play with 4 on the back, because Luke can for sure play left back, and Brandon can play left midfield. So who knows exactly? But at the end, it's just a lineup, and it's about us. And we have a lineup, and it's about us to cause them problems, to push our idea through, if you want, and that's exactly what we want to do. And it's clear that when we are really good, then they will have to defend a lot. And if they have to defend, then they have still an unbelievable quality in counter-attack with James and Martial. So it's clear. It's all clear. It's on the table. We only have to play now a good football game, a really good football game.
Is that echoed in your programme notes where you said, I couldn't care less how this is billed outside of the ground? It's all about focusing and doing what you do and not getting caught up in the emotion of what is an iconic fixture.
Look, what I meant with that is that in the past it was easier to play this kind of game. So it was like that. It was clear it was for the supporters, and they want to see you fighting like crazy. And nobody really spoke about a red card, an early red card, and so many great players got a lot of red cards in these games. Nowadays, I don't accept that, to be honest, and I don't think the people would accept that. It's about winning the game. So it's clear we play against Manchester United, which we know historically is a very, very important thing for us. But our fans know that we take each game 100% serious. And 100% there's a limit. So how can we put that even more serious today? It's all good, but we have to. And we did in pretty much all the other games in the last Manchester United game here at home as well. I only didn't like it at United, the last one, because I didn't see us there in the first half, and I want to see us over 90 minutes, not only 45. But here today, if we want, we can be a completely different animal, and that's what we have to show. And then it's a football game against a strong opponent, and we want to win the game.
Is that part of the motivation for you today? The fact you were disappointed with your performance at Old Trafford?
No. That's too long ago. It's just an information for next time when we play there.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Whole of England.
Bayo, you're smiling throughout that. I know you're a big Jurgen Klopp fan. Is he got to be considered now as one of the Premier League great managers? He's up there with all the rest of you.
Once he wins the Premier,
once he wins the
Premier League, then his whole demeanour. When we say that he won't allow Liverpool to take his foot off the gas, you hear by him, and don't get it twisted. There is games that's got more edge on it. Yeah. There is. But when you hear what he says, where, look, we give 100% in every game. You can't go over 100%. So why should Man United be any different from Wolves? 100% is 100%. That's real. But there is games where you want to give more than 100% because there's more on it. But he's now just saying, look.
And he said that, didn't he? He said he doesn't want people to think of the fixture and the past needs to be built up. It is just another game for Liverpool. It seems to go into every game with just another game, another 3 points.
He can do it that way now because he's trying to make Liverpool's mindset as an elite. He's like, listen, now we're sitting on the top, so everybody underneath us is just a game. That's what it is. Whereas, of course, if you're playing United and they're at top, you're like, listen, we've got to now track them down. Whereas now they're like, look, everybody's behind us, so we take Man United like we took Wolves, like we took Tottenham. And that's the mindset where he's trying to say, don't play the occasion, play the game, which is wicked. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I like him, and I feel that he won't accept that whole, listen, we've won it, we're this, it's a game. Give me the same performance as you've given me all the other games, and that's the reason why I rate him highly.
Yeah, these are live scenes from Anfield in the tunnel. We saw Jordan Henderson, of course, with the armband for Liverpool, and of course, big news this week: Harry Maguire's wearing the armband. New club captain for Man United. McCubbin, thoughts on that as an appointment?
I think it's pretty fair, to be honest. I think it's pretty fair.
Not like I disrespect him.
I don't know who else you'd have, really.
But that's what I'm saying.
But even the way you said, I think it was.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you're just. It's like it's the best of what you've got, which I get. You've got to make the best of the situation. But when you look at United, and we had this discussion, I grew up with United being United. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you kind of was just like, well, boy.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been watching them for the last 6 years. But it is a thing, and I think it's funny because, people still talk about United as if they're United of Ferguson. We're not. We're not. You'll get plenty more opportunities for this. But yeah, we're not. And to be honest, I think Maguire is a good leadership figure. I think he is. He's a little bit younger. He's not maybe as iconic a player as, say, but look, Hansen, you're shouting his name. When he took over from Gerrard, a lot a lot of people doubted him.
Of course.
And now
do you know what? And that's good. So now, I'm glad you got on that. Can we now just please respect Hendo, yeah? Can we put some respect on Hendo's name? Yeah? Hendo is that guy.
England Player of the Year.
Thank you. Let's just put some respect. Look, let me just put like a good 3 seconds for respect. Silence. Hendo. That's it. That's all I wanted, y'all, because you're exactly what you were saying in the sense where but the difference is he took over. Who was the captain who was the captain before Maguire?
Ashley Young.
Yeah. Okay, so then there's the difference.
Yeah,
he took it over from Gerrard, and I'm not disrespecting Young, do you know what I'm saying? But he took over from Gerrard, so of course, to go and fill them boots is where, and they thought that it was premature that Gerrard left. So United was all of them sort of thing, but he steps up, Hendo's doing bits, he's lifted cups and he's going to lift up the Prem by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying? Just got to say that, but yeah, we just wanted to put some respect.
Listen to the atmosphere, You'll Never Walk Alone, the iconic soundtrack at Anfield, flags, scarves.
Mad.
Lifted aloft. This is going to be hopefully a very, very big game, and already the fans are packing out Anfield. Are you going to give us a rendition of this, Bayo?
Nah. Let it be. If we was there, I would. What a stadium.
Goosebumps. Let's give you goosebumps. This.
Yeah. Oh, my days.
We are moments away from kick-off, only a few minutes away. Anfield looks like it is ready for this one, Dave. Are you excited for this?
I am. I've got like a quick question. But do you think this starting 11, do you think that's Liverpool's best 11? If everyone's fit, you don't think,
no? I don't think it's the best 11. I think that this is Liverpool's confident 11. I think Klopp feels like we're going to have more of the ball.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sit behind, and that's the reason why I think the Ox is in there a little bit more. I think when he's a little bit more fearful, we have our workers in there, and then we kind of allow our front three to do it. I think he's going in here confident.
Yeah.
We're going to have the ball. So I wouldn't say it's our best 11 in the sense where if he was playing certain teams, I don't think he'd go with his personnel. But this is... At the moment, we've got, I think, like 14, 15 that we can chop, and it's still matched.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is out of the tunnel. Looks very focused as they shake hands with Jurgen Klopp, opposite manager. We are moments away from the game. And, of course, since completing a league double over Man United in 2013-14, trying to give it some balance as well, Liverpool have won just one of their 11 Premier League games against United. So this is a fixture that United have a good record against Liverpool in. Drawn 5, lost 5. And, of course, Football Social wouldn't be the Football Social without our price boosts from Sky Bet, so we can bring you these right now. There we go, yeah. There's a few you can have a look at. Mane to score. A brace was 13-2. That is now 7-1. Van Dijk's score a header was 11-1. That is now 14-1. And Maguire to score a header. New Man United captain, of course, was 25-1. It is now 33-1. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. For more information, go to skybet.com. Please bet responsibly. And we are underway.
Come on then, the football!
It has kicked off. Will, should we go to you in social corner? Remind the viewers just how they can get in touch with the show again, and we want loads and loads of comments and thoughts today.
Yes, I've got the stream right up in front of me. Get your questions in using the hashtag TFS. I'll read out the best ones. Get involved in Twitter as well. You could have your name on this lovely, lovely screen at Football Daily, at Soccer AM. Quick one from all of us.
Come on.
Beth, I know you'll probably be doing it, but score predictions.
Yes. Dave Jackson, do you want to start us off?
I think the score will be Liverpool 3, Manchester United 1.
I have already previously, on another show, said Liverpool 2, Man United 1, so I will stick with that prediction. 2-1 I go for. Bayo, what are you saying?
I'm actually going to go 3-1 as well.
Liverpool?
2-2?
Liverpool. What? 3-1 Liverpool.
Mikey?
I'm going to be very optimistic and go 2-1 United.
Go on, Mikey!
And McCubbin has promised, if Man United score first, or if Man United score at any point, to give us Adebayo Akinfenwa levels of celebration of this show.
I can't promise that.
We are looking forward to McCubbin.
Said he'd bench him.
Will, we didn't ask for your prediction. Is it going to be 3-3 again?
Yeah.
Like Maguire's first goal, yeah?
I think 3-3, Maguire to score first.
Nice, like
But
that.
I'm just going 3-3 as one bet, and then Maguire to score as a second bet. I might get on that price boost.
OK, yeah, we bought you those price boosts earlier, of course. And I just want to reiterate the stat that I did say prior to this, because it has been all very positive towards Liverpool, so we do need to balance it up. And the stats don't make for bad reading for Man United in this fixture. As I said, since completing a league double over United in 13-14 season, Liverpool have won just one of their last 11 Premier League games against United, drawn 5, lost 5. Among the 31 teams Jurgen Klopp has faced 10 or more times during his entire managerial career, his worst win ratio, Bayo, is against Man United, 20%.
Ooh. Wow.
There's been a lot of 0-0s at Anfield as well, I seem to remember, over the last few years. So
But everything must and will change, so...
Well, we've had a few streak. We had Dave Jackson's streak finally end, the Football Social, so Akinfenwa's streak could end today.
Hey, don't be like that.
Sorry.
I think it could end.
Potentially. I think it could end today. I mean, look what United did against City and Tottenham.
Spider.
Yeah, man, Wan-Bissaka's a problem, man.
So 2.5 minutes into the game. Free kick, it looks like a free kick.
We'll be interested to see how
goes Man United's way
at wing back, because he has improved going forward in the last few weeks, I think. Completing a lot more
he
dribbles.
Can't get beaten. I just think he's 1v1. Jeez.
Yeah, he'll be a problem for Robbo.
Go on, Dave. Half chances United have, they have to take. Any kind of like sniff, they can.
Exactly like the Spurs-Liverpool game. Liverpool dominated that game, but actually the chances Tottenham have, if they'd have taken them, you have to take your chances against Liverpool.
It plays into there. It plays right into there, and they'll sit back, it'll play.
Come on, United.
Go on, Fred.
So free kick to Man United, first chance of the game. Oh, it's taken short, which is interesting. Whipped in.
It's been worked on in the training ground.
Is that something they're working in the training ground? Well, maybe not long enough by the looks of it. Didn't have on the attack.
I don't think Pereira knew he was getting the ball. Yeah, no, that wasn't good.
But just picking you up on something we touched on earlier, with Jurgen Klopp, you said when they win the league. A lot of debate in the last few weeks about this Liverpool team comparable to other great Premier League teams. I saw that Roy Keane, Graham Smith were having this debate prior to this game about, can this Liverpool team be defined as one of the great Premier League teams, or does it have to win the Premier League before we can talk about that for you? Because they're set to break loads of records.
Yeah, but you have to win it.
Have to win it.
Yeah, you have to win it. You have to win it. Like, this is the team that's on the verge of being.
So you can't compare them now to previous teams.
No, you can compare them, but it's just an argument now. It's not when it's offside. It's offside.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. First time.
Oh, come on.
See, that has to be a better ball for Man United to get anything out of this game. That's a big.
I think Van Dijk's getting there either way, man.
Yeah.
He had that covered. But yeah, it could have been better.
So lively start, McCubbin, from United so far.
Yeah, I've been fairly pleased. See, it's going out, isn't it? But yeah, it has been a lively start. I think we've generally started these kind of games against big rivals in this kind of fashion over the last year at least. That has been our strength.
Way on.
Yeah.
Trent,
you were calling on offside, Bayo, but replay was clearly on.
That's got to be a foot for James.
Don't get me wrong, that would have been an unbelievable ball in, but it could have. Actually, I think you're right though. I think that could have been better from James if he put it across the 6-yard box rather than cut it back. I think that gives him far better.
And here you go, Liverpool now, right down the other end.
No,
just overhit by Trent. Mane just about keep it in.
That was the option. 1v1, shut him down.
If like Man United were to go 1-0 up, the screen would go mental.
Corner for Liverpool, Bayo.
DVD.
Ash on the end.
Who's been Liverpool's most informed player? There's so many of them, isn't there?
Yeah,
this season. About to push you for one.
I'm an attacker, so I'll go Mane.
Yeah, OK.
It's weird because none of Liverpool's front three are having their best season, but it's just the team. The goals have been spread around so much, and the team's functioning so well.
Look at that. That's a picture, isn't it?
Well, your hand has just gone straight across camera there. Would you like to?
Sorry.
Tell us what you pointed out there.
Sorry, everyone. I just saw a beautiful red sky. Red sky at night. Shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning. Obviously, that is a shepherd's warning.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Great knowledge, that.
Great knowledge from Will.
Make sure you look happy.
Well, we'll come to you shortly to see what people are saying on the stream as well, whilst it is goalless still.
Wan-Bissaka on the left now.
And Dave, as an Arsenal fan,
yes, mate.
I spoke to an Arsenal fan actually last week who said that he wanted Tottenham to beat Liverpool just because Arsenal are so desperate to keep that invincible record.
That's not Arsenal fan. That's not.
That's a true story. That's what I saw. But you did say you're desperate for Liverpool not to break this.
Because they are clearly going to win the league this season, but I just hope they don't win it unbeaten. But I'd still prefer them to beat Spurs. So.
Do you think they will go unbeaten?
You should look at the games they've got left. You kind of there's not many big tests left.
But I don't think Liverpool will lose to the likes of Man United or like last week Tottenham. Because they're always so well drilled for games like that. I think it might be a Wolves or a team that sits back and.
I guess
the whole season it is.
It depends on easy. It depends on Champions League as well.
That's what I'm about to say. You're going to be rested. They go quite far.
Surely.
And if they win the league early as well, you might rest players. After they've won the league for the last few games.
I think that comes into play.
Do you? Yeah.
I think it comes. I think if they win it, if they've won the league
early
and they've been unbeaten up until that point, then
hello.
Send him off. Send him off.
So you haven't seen this, have you?
I think that's a yellow. I don't think it's a red.
I didn't see it. My God,
could go.
Come on.
Could go for this.
Oh, was it bad?
So sorry.
It was a bit dangerous, but I don't think it was.
Undertaker.
Matic.
Bam.
Oh, send him off.
A kick to the head. I mean, I don't think
they got sent off last time.
It's yellow.
The yellow card, it looks like. So you think
they are that, though, surely?
Yeah, it's yellow card.
You think that they will continue to play full-strength team?
Yeah, I think it's...
Even if they've won the league?
Even if they're in, like, Champions League semis or final, do you think?
I think it would mean more of Liverpool to go unbeaten, so I think you're right. I think because especially if they've won it, while they're still unbeaten, I think they'll carry on.
What Mikey was saying is if that coincides with them being in the Champions League semi-final...
I think a Champions League double is far more impressive. Far more impressive than going...
But then I would say that your confidence as you go into the latter stage of Champions League would be on a much better, high if you're still out unbeaten.
Yeah, for sure. As long as fitness levels are fine.
Klopp will rotate anyway, and he'll expect the players that come in to do the same bits. He won't, do you know what I'm saying?
The players you've got to bring, we saw the Everton game. I mean, he rested about 10 players.
That's a third team, that.
Yeah, he still won that game. So it's the Everton game.
Oh, yeah. Both times.
Yes.
There was the team in the Premier League, and then there was the FA Cup team as well, wasn't there?
Well, let's go to social, see what people are talking about.
Yes, lots of
predictions
United
on the stream.
Happy with the score so far. A couple of 3-0s to Liverpool. But Bayo, I wanted to ask you, a lot of talk around the actions in the tunnel going out to the game. Roy Keane was very critical of players laughing and joking with each other. I know a few of the Brazilian lads get together. What do you make of that?
Listen, it's... I'm not... He's old school, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's old school, and I don't... Ball. Salah!
Oh,
come on, boy.
Man United have possession back.
What was that? 186 goals for them.
I feel like that was more an old school mindset. Right. You know what? Don't, you know what I'm saying? Focus, stay, and that's fine for old school. But nowadays, players socialise a little bit more, and it's a bit more spread. So, look, I know you, and I can laugh and joke with you. But then the first tackle, I'm going to be, as soon as we got on the pitch, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Will, you're good. Right, come on.
Strong challenge there. Man United
the ball.
free kick, wins the ball.
Better.
Bayo, good decision again. Once again, even though you didn't see it, you agree with that decision.
Me and my Liverpool were in sync like that. In sync. Great tackle.
In sync, not in sync. Bye. Will, any further questions you've got for us? Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Yes.
I just want to see this game between Bayo and Will. These strong challenges.
No, Will's my guy, innit? Like, he's my guy. But I'll tell you now, if we went like with a header, he's got.
I'm 6'5", so I think I'll be winning that header.
To be fair, maybe we experiment then.
No,
maybe try it out on the show.
No, let's not. One for you, Mikey McCubbin. Yeah. How long do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will stay at Manchester United?
The hand movement as well.
Hashtag TFS.
I don't know, either this summer or around this time next year.
Oh, sitting on the fence, need one or two.
Surely Man United can't afford to let Pochettino go to another club.
But I think if we had that mindset, I think we would have got him in by now.
But then if they get him now, they have to pay Spurs money or something, is it?
I don't think money's an issue, though. I think if we're that keen to get one of the best managers in the world, which Poch is, then we pay the money. That's not an issue.
What about Allegri?
I don't think I would go for Allegri necessarily, because it's not at this moment in time. I would maybe go for Allegri in a year's time if we start sorting out the other aspects of the club. If we get a director of football in who could work with Allegri, if we start like actually dismantling what's actually been the problem throughout the last 6 years, then sure. But at the moment, I just don't see, even Poch, I don't see with this squad right now, if he could get us that much better. He'd probably get us top four. He'd probably get us top four, but he wouldn't get us challenging for the kind of positions that Leicester and City are in right now. I don't think there's enough quality there to work with. If Pogba came back and we were able to convince him to stay, if we went out and bought 2 or 3 top quality signings, then get Poch in and we'd start looking really good. But right now, I just don't really see what changing the manager will do. But come the summer, if we mess up the summer transfer window and whatnot, then I don't see how much time Solskjaer has to really turn things around, really, because he's not really done.
So then what are they waiting for? Like,
I would get Poch in.
Yeah,
I'd get Poch in. Poch would then be trying to set up your dynasty again through Poch. That's what I would.
Yeah, I think there's an argument for that, but I think it's going to take more than just Poch. I think that there's going to be so much more needed, and Poch did very well working under Daniel Levy, who's obviously didn't back him in the transfer market that much, but at United I think it's a far more deep-rooted problem in terms of making very, very expensive mistakes. Still having Alexis Sanchez on, ridiculous wages, and a number of players who've been bought and then sold at a loss. And
go on then.
I think Poch would do a good job, but I don't think the kind of what do you call it? The kind of conditions are in place for him to thrive as much as he could, and I'd want that to be the case.
On that, the interesting point you made is that it's not just as simple as replacing a manager. There seems to be, looking from the outside, other areas with how the Man United's identity, their philosophy, how the club's run. I mean, you've had Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal. You haven't had bad managers, and you've ended up getting David Moyes before that, and they've ended up all being relieved of their duties. So, are there other issues that they need to address other than simply who the manager is?
Yeah, I mean, recruitment for one. Yeah, I mean, a number of things. Like, I mean, Old Trafford is falling apart a little bit. The club hasn't modernised.
What, as in the actual ground?
The actual ground, yeah. There's leaks in the roof and everything, and they still haven't got a TV. And you compare United to smaller clubs who are in danger of going out of business and stuff. You kind of oh well.
First goal of the game! Virgil van Dijk gives Liverpool the lead.
Come on, let's stand up with me, man. Stand up with me. Look at the face. Yes!
Wow!
Yes! I am home!
Bayo, talk us through the goal. We're seeing a replay now. Corner whips in.
I said put it in. Look!
Where's Maguire going?
14-1 on the price boost, Bayo. There he is. Corner whipped in. On his head. Back of the net. 1-0 Liverpool. What would you like to say?
Watch it. Slow mo.
Watching it. All right.
Hello! Boom! Man. That's your captain. He dunked on your captain.
What would you like to say to McCubbin, Man United fan?
Listen, don't worry about it, bro. We was there one time. Look. They said he smells good as well. Look at him. Oh, doesn't even sweat. Look at him.
The market
on the red sky night.
I've got to say, actually, that is a beautiful little
picturesque and that, yeah.
And Will Brazier called it. The skyline is absolutely fantastic.
One of them ones you'd put in Instagram, you wouldn't put a filter on it.
Come on.
Hashtag no filter.
Here we go.
Will, let's get to the comments. I imagine there's some very happy Liverpool fans.
Yeah, it's absolutely
that goal.
Booming is the comment section. One here from Khalid saying McCubbin looks very anxious next to Akinfenwa sat there. But the marking on that McCubbin, it looked like Brandon Williams is marking Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. Yeah, Maguire having to step in last minute to try and get ahead on that is, that's not good defensive organisation.
Harry.
Yeah, such a cheap goal to give away.
Yeah.
Such a cheap goal to give away.
Against Liverpool as well, the one you don't want them to score from a set piece, which is...
It's done now, this game.
Yeah. You know what? Witnessing.
But staying with us for the stream because we expect more action.
Against Smithy is great. I love it.
Say that again.
It gives me life, that. But being on the end of it, it's just nothing can compare for it.
To be fair, but why has Ollie set out where Brandon Williams? I don't know. Is he 18, 19? He should not be anywhere near Virgil van Dijk.
No,
that was shocking. No.
It's like, you know what, if you go to Anfield and Mo Salah scores an absolute blunder, you know what, you put Hal down, but you can see from a corner.
Yeah, for sure. Maguire needs to be on him from the word go. But to be honest, there were three players there pretty much going for it. I think Van Dijk was just better in that moment. But we can't. Yeah.
And Man United used to have been the better team before that, haven't they? They've been playing for a while.
Stop that, man.
No, not for you.
Stop that. Stop that. It's just all of a sudden.
You were nervous prior to that, Bale.
No.
You were quiet. I was watching your body language.
Look, they wasn't a better team. They were just. They set up with a lot of players, and it's the final ball. There was a couple instances, the final ball, they're going to get in. Do you know what I'm saying? But, man, behave, man. You hear me, that?
And another set piece for Liverpool.
You've got to get your best header on.
Whipped in again. Oh,
You've got to get your best header against their best. It's just literally we do it in. You've got to get your best header against him. Don't let him run.
And the man with the biggest head as well.
Yeah.
In Man United.
Because he's so good here, Maguire, as well.
He's grabbing him. Look, that's a pen. VAR. Tell him.
Liverpool have a corner.
Nah, they can't look at that. What's it even? Here he is.
Come on, United.
See, that was Hendo.
Big goal for Liverpool. 17 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Reds at home.
Well out, that's better. Come on.
And the corner is cleared.
Just can't feel United scoring in this game.
You can't.
Can't see him scoring.
Just, you know what I mean? It's just
Not now.
there's no confidence. Get Greenwood on now.
Liverpool unbeaten in their last 38 Premier League games. Won 33, drawn 5. The third, should I say, longest run in the competition's history. 2 longest runs were Arsenal 49, Chelsea 40. But interestingly, both of those were ended by Man United. But in games that took place at Old Trafford, United needs to do something special to turn this around. And Dave Jackson, you can't see a goal for United at all.
It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good. And they're just... The thing with Liverpool, they're just so potent. You can just only see them getting a second. It's just...
Got a great question here for Bayo Smithy, if that's all right. From Cinders and Dust. Bayo, are you stronger than Virgil van Dijk?
Yes.
OK, thank you.
I didn't have to sugarcoat it. No, I haven't sugarcoated it. Like, there's more body mass for me than him. You know what I'm saying? Where I know I'd struggle is in the aerially. I think he'll dunk on me a few times. You know what I'm saying? But I do think because I'm smaller than him, I'll be able to pin and spin him. Pin and spin.
Learned the other day.
You know about them. You get me?
Pin and spin.
You know who I do want to test?
Go on.
Adam Traore, him.
Adama Traore?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not stronger than me, but I'm not his legs.
An arm wrestle between Traore and Bale, I'd like to see.
Because he's much quicker than me, he'll have to wait for me to get there. You have to wait for me to get there, but I would love that.
Who takes an arm wrestle out of Akinfenwa and Traore? Who wins that?
Yeah, I've still got big arms in him. He's more ripped than me. Like he
said he didn't
Did you see that?
He said he's on gym.
Did you
lie?
Yeah,
No, you know what? He may not do weights,
right?
But he does press ups, sit ups, which is body weights, which is we'll cut him up sort of thing.
This is what a body looks like that doesn't gym.
Yes.
Not Adama Traore.
Thank you. I didn't want to say that, Will, but yes.
Come on then.
Also, Traore, what an improvement he's had this season.
Even yesterday, them 2 assists.
Yeah.
Against Southampton.
But replay the goal, Bayo. That leap, what you were saying, that leap that Burns gets on it.
Yeah, Joe
Trent again.
Off Maguire as well.
Another assist for Trent.
See, that's what I'm saying. If Maguire's closer to him, and Maguire's is in the space, so they're part zonal, part marking, so it seems like it is. But if he's closer to him, he doesn't get the leap over him.
Yeah.
Maguire's good in the air. But you've got to get close. I mean, of course, I'm glad they didn't, but you know what I mean.
I actually think Joe Gomez does quite well there in blocking off Maguire's path to him. Like, he just gives him that little bit more to do.
Worked on the training. Right?
Yeah. But,
the 8th goal Man United have conceded from a corner
this season.
That's nuts. 8.
It's so hard to score from corners.
You just didn't see that little turn how you just turned Maguire there. Nah, Firmino, yeah? Say no more.
Oh man, this is painful. I feel like this is just going to be the game now until half time at least. Well, we haven't really got on the ball since we conceded at all. Heads have definitely dropped a little bit, but I don't know. There's always a chance for a lucky break at some point. So I'm still going to back the 2-1.
That's confident.
Go on. There you go. Look at your bench, McCubbin. Surely Greenwood is a player, if it stays like this, that you're...
Yeah, Greenwood's got to come on in the second half.
Come on, just give us the names of the 4 names.
I mean, the useful players in there are Greenwood, Mata, Lingard, and Dalot as well, actually. I think obviously he hasn't really played at all. I'm trying to think if he's actually been in the squad recently, but he's useful down the right. He's obviously very pacey. I wouldn't mind seeing him come on if we do need a little bit of pace on the right. But yeah, I think Greenwood and Lingard would probably be the 2 players who I'd bring on in the second half if we're still going for a goal, if there's still a chance of us getting back into the game.
Let me ask you about, they've been giving, Lingard's been getting a lot of stick.
Yeah.
Do you think it's warranted? What's your take on Lingard?
I think it's warranted to an extent. Obviously, there's a lot of things that have happened in Lingard's personal life, which have meant that he's clearly been a bit, not as focused as he probably would like to be. So I think
that guy.
Yeah. Love when that's happening.
He's that guy,
But yeah, I think it's warranted in terms of his performances have dropped. He hasn't offered us as much, at least at the start of the season. And when you haven't scored or assisted in like a year, you're always going to get stick.
Yeah.
You're always going to get stick. But I still think Lingard is a very good squad player to have. I think he still can make an impact in between the lines.
He's a Man United player.
What do you mean?
So the debates we be having is Lingard a Man United player?
Well, I mean, it depends what you mean. I mean, we had, like, even in the Ferguson's days, we had players of Jesse Lingard's quality in and around the squad. Yeah. Whether he's, you know, our main attacking threat or our main number 10, no, but he's still a useful squad player to have. He can still make a difference, you know, and he's, you know, and he has put in big performances over the years. Obviously scored the winner in the FA Cup final and whatnot. But, I mean,
he's a Man United player because he plays for Man United. And I think confidence is a massive thing. You've seen when Lingard was confident, he was moonwalking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, people are always with you.
Chance for Liverpool, they do it. Oh!
Snap.
Is that William? Big chance from Mane.
Sure.
Is it sure?
Yeah.
Oh, just having to replay this now. Firmino down the left-hand side. Breaks to Mane. It's a good challenge, that.
Sure. Was that touch? The list this one.
Shaw's actually looked better in that position. I was surprised than he has at left-back recently. I think maybe just because he can stay a little bit more central, he doesn't have to worry about tracking back as much.
Another corner whipped in with Trent. Another great delivery. Oh
my God. Is that not getting called?
Oh, is it?
Not getting called. Interesting.
Man United put in for a free kick, not been given. Liverpool with a chance here.
Should be VAR looking at that.
Oh! Big moment of the game. The ball's in the back of the net. Firmino makes it 2-0.
I think they've got to watch that. I think they.
Send him off as well. Get off.
VAR's got to look at that.
No, he did big moment in the game. The ball's in the back of the net. Firmino celebrating. Man United, the crowd in the red. Bayo, what is your take on that?
I'm not going to get gassed, just in case, because VR's going to watch it, and I don't want to do this double celebration.
Well, you've done one celebration.
Let's just see what happens. Let me sit down. What are you saying to him?
Just going to check it.
I don't think VVD did anything wrong. He's just
going to go over, isn't it?
That's what I'm going to say.
Right,
but let's see. Let's see.
Bayo, talk us through this.
He didn't do anything.
Virgil van Dijk has jumped to head the ball.
But he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
Man United are
what? You said he jumped into it?
Is he offside?
Where?
And they've gone and scored. And Man United aren't happy. It's whether this goal will stand or not.
What bit though?
Possible foul from Virgil van Dijk.
Okay,
and David De Gea.
Do you think? Oh, he's given a free kick.
No goal.
VAR has intervened.
Do you? Well, personally,
no goal, Bayo.
No, listen, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to squance, but I actually don't think it's a foul. Personally.
You don't think that's a foul? The goal should stand. Here it is again. Like, talk us through this moment here. Not a foul for you.
But just centre-halves do that all the time. Wait, listen, he didn't jump in with his hands.
Yeah.
Literally, it's his body.
This is the angle.
Okay, let's see the angle.
Has he got it in his hands, De Gea?
What? How is that a free kick?
I'd be interested. They don't even check the offside though either.
For me, that is not.
It must have not been offside.
That is not a free kick.
So just to clarify, Virgil van Dijk and De Gea going for the ball. Man United stopped. Liverpool then ended up scoring through Firmino. Ball in the back of the net.
Wicked finish, by the way.
Great celebration. Great finish. Liverpool fans cheering the goal. It then went to VAR and a foul was given. So the goal does not stand. It remains 1-0 Walker Age. The goal doesn't stand.
Okay,
and Bayo's not happy.
No, for me, it's not even unhappy. It's the fact that I literally feel he jumped and you're going to collide, regardless of what. You're going to collide, just like centre-halves will collide.
Do you think it's because of goalkeepers? Goalkeepers often get the benefit of that in that situation.
Oh, of course. I think that don't matter. Oh, raw, jeez. Wait, don't get too confident. Listen, I think keepers get muddy-cutted anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think it's different. But actually...
What a ball!
Who is that? Come on. That's VVD. Come on, man.
Should have scored. Big chance.
Jeez. All right, now
we're still playing on his mind. That goal was disallowed because we usually see
VVD's got that
put him in the back of the net.
Smash.
How do you get one ball like that cut through a back five?
Should he score in that position?
Yeah, it was hard. It's harder than what it is. He's running full pelt. I literally don't think this is a foul.
Right, we're looking at it
at all.
It's on toss.
Listen, the worst thing is he doesn't even. His arms don't do it.
I think he's stuck his
Man United fan.
The motion of De Gea there does suggest that Van Dijk's used a lot of force. I don't know it's one of those rules that's it's a proper grey area, isn't it? Like I feel like it's it totally.
That's like it is. That's like the humans.
Yeah, like
has he jumped into one?
Yeah, my initial reaction was that's obviously a foul.
Wan-Bissaka, you know.
That much force that De Gea can't actually.
That's not for me. That means you're basically saying if a keeper comes out with his arms, you basically can't challenge him.
You can't touch him.
So you can't. That's basically what you're saying. So my man don't have to go to gym because it don't really matter what I blow, because as long as you touch him, it's like it's cool. Like you've got to have your core strength. You've got to be able to come through a body, hold it, and fall on it. You can't say, oh, because he's grabbed and but his arms didn't go up. It weren't his arms. It was literally, if it was.
It was really bad defending from Lindelof, though. He should clear his lines there. Like, he starts messing about with it. The ball comes back for Firmino, puts it in the back of the net.
Is that going to be a big turning point in the game? Is that the bit of luck that Man United need to turn this around as they're on the attack? Will, what are people saying in the comments? I imagine loads of people talking about that. Some unhappy Liverpool fans with that. It still remains 1-0.
There's like a few comments saying they want to see Will and Bayo have a little challenge for the ball, for the header.
Yeah, OK.
Yeah, they're saying it.
There, so.
I'm not interested. Not reading them out.
You're staring at it, mate. You know, people
we haven't got 3 footballs yet.
Yeah, no.
There is a ball on display on set, actually. So
yeah, I think they are stunt balls.
Stunt balls.
Stunt balls there. Yeah, no, lots of very happy Liverpool fans, but lots of people talking about the strength issue.
Yeah.
Bayo, if that was you leaning in.
Oh, yeah.
Just done back there.
It was a free kick. I didn't even have to touch him, just me being near him.
Have you had any like moments like that in your career, like where you've had a challenge with the keeper and you thought you came off like harshly, like a foul or whatever?
Oh, all the time, but not even just the keeper, centre halves. It's because naturally I won't be able to go down, so it won't look as bad. So they don't.
Does that work against you, Bayo? Because you know they say a lot of slight players, they sometimes win free kicks because if they come together, it looks like they have been fouled.
Yeah,
because you're obviously a big guy.
Yeah.
Does that go against you with a lot of fouls? Does it?
All the time. I have the same debate. I'm like, it's just like you telling somebody who's quicker who can run straight past somebody and pulling him back because he's faster. I'm like, you keep saying you want an honest game. A foul's a foul. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
I think that was an example where VAR was used really, really well there, because if the referee didn't think it was, so let it play on, and then he's gone to have the check, and the person in charge of VAR has gone, no, it's a foul. That's it.
But the thing with that is, though, like De Gea's been booked for a yellow card for his protest.
Yeah, he can't put his hand on a referee.
No, I know that, but like that incident doesn't happen if the referee just gives
whistle.
Correct. David De Gea has been booked for that, and that does still stand.
But dissent, isn't it? Like you can still call for VAR to happen and not be rude to the referee.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a problem with that really. Like you still have to conduct yourself in the right manner as a footballer on the field.
So in that instance, why wouldn't the referee go and see it himself? Because it's his interpretation, not somebody else's. So he may see it again and say, I actually don't think that was a foul. Do you get what I'm saying? So if he is the referee, why would he then say, you know what, I'm going to go look at this again? And when he looks at it again, says, well, no, I don't think it's a foul. He still, after the game, he may look at it and be like, well, shit, I didn't think it was a foul. Do you know what I'm saying? I apologise to the language.
Apologies for the language that you would have heard. Bayo, can you do an apology?
I apologise.
There we go.
I know we've got kids watching.
There we go. Apologies for the language. Let's talk about the VAR. Obviously, Craig Pawson, referee, VAR official is Paul Tierney. The news this week, interestingly, was that the referees have been encouraged to go to the referee review area, the monitor, on red cards, particularly.
Red card.
On the red card thing.
They did yesterday, didn't they?
They did yesterday, yeah. So you're saying, Bayo, in your opinion, you'd like to just see consistency across it all.
But that's a big decision. So a red card would be a big decision.
Yes.
A goal would be a big decision. So why would he? Because he's the referee.
Yeah.
So
Craig Pawson in charge.
You've got to give him the power, so he's seeing the game.
Go on then, run him.
But mate, you Arsenal, we clapping for, man.
I just want like Liverpool to lose, mate.
We just have to some goals from content.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, if the referee let him make the decision, so it all comes down on him. So he goes back, he watches it, be like, again, I saw it again one more time. It wasn't a foul. So why are we giving 2 referees who may have totally different opinions on one game?
So do you think if Craig Pawson goes to the monitor there, at least whether he calls it or not is irrelevant? It's the fact that he is making the call on the instant that he first saw it.
I first saw it.
Well, there we go. Checking his own decision.
And then I'll check it again.
Go on, Fred.
Get round him.
Chance for United. Oh, idiot!
Well done, Fred.
It don't look like they're going to score, do they?
Don't worry about that.
We're not releasing the ball anywhere near early enough in those situations.
But we'll have the free kick. Well done, Pawson.
Free kick for you there. Well done, Pawson.
Pawson and Dawson.
Do you think they're good friends or not?
Riding on the road to nowhere. I don't know.
That's you man's joke, yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Do you think they're friends?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Let us know what you think. Do you think they are friends in the comment section? We'll read some comments out. Still 1-0, 32 minutes gone.
32. It's been a good game, though.
Has been a good game, yeah. And you want a Man United goal for the... just reiterate what Bayer was saying, he was unhappy for the cheer, but you want it for the stream, don't you, David?
I definitely don't want to draw. If I prefer Man United to get smashed, but if, you know, I just don't want Liverpool to go the whole season unbeaten. That's all I'm after. Basically, mate.
We spoke about Trent and his assists.
So if Liverpool are going to win, I want Liverpool to win about 5 if they are going to win today. But
the other Mane's in. Oh! Salah's in.
No.
By the byline.
No.
I think he's offside there.
He's offside, isn't he?
Man United's not clearing their lines at all. About three chances to clear their lines.
Listen, strong.
Liverpool edge of the box. I have to say, McCubbin, Luke Shaw again
has been great.
Playing well for you today.
Yeah, he's been better than he has been recently. He's
Good. Oh, the free kick.
Got the ball.
Pawson, fix up. We'll take the fall. We'll take the fall. All right, say no more.
But yeah, Shaw's actually not been bad. I think he suits that left centre back role a lot more today. At the moment,
Shaw.
Sorry. Well, I think Brandon Williams has just been better than him in the last month. When he's played, he offers more going forward, and I think it's a shame with Luke Shaw. I just don't think he is anywhere near as potent going forward as he once was. I think a year ago, 18 months ago, he did look like a good, functional left back who could get forward. Still had a few issues defensively, but I think last season him and Lindelof were two of our most consistent performers. This season, he just doesn't look anywhere near the level that he was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of United fans, a little bit in a similar way to Arsenal fans with Lacazette, although I think Shaw probably hasn't, done as much to prove that he can get back to his level as Lacazette has. A lot of United fans have been very harsh on him this season, and I think it's been a little bit unwarranted. I think Shaw can get back to a level where he can start at left back for us, but at the moment I think Brandon Williams looks really good. I think he's creating like a chance a game, which is pretty good in a United side. And also doesn't look too bad defensively, although he has been caught out a couple of times. But when you're 19 and a left back, it's always going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. Quiz time on the Football Social is up for it. There we go. Just wait the end of
man's distribution, like VVD.
Van Dijk.
Incredible, yeah.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
He's got everything to his game, hasn't he? Once this chance goes, we will give you a little bit of quiz time on the Football Social. Get involved as well, for those of you watching on the stream. And I've got to be honest, this is our chance. Goal, Bayo for Liverpool!
Please! Oh no, it's offside.
Oh, it's offside! Bayo, this is twice you've celebrated the Liverpool goal as a
because I just wanted the goal itself was the move.
You want to see
it was a nice move.
It was.
Let's have a look though, because I don't know if that's offside.
Tell you what, we might see the calibrated lines.
It's offside.
He's off.
It's a
lovely finish. That was
very good finish.
Bayo, you have seen the ball in the back of the net 3 times.
Yeah.
This is tight, I think.
Nah, man, with the way they do that dot line. Come on, now.
So 3 times the ball's in the back of the net, 3 times Bayo celebrated, but it still is only 1-0. So this is the thing about VAR, you've got to delay your reaction.
Do you know what? I think that is
a point.
Ruin it the most.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's ruin it the most.
So the biggest point for VAR is the delayed reaction for fans.
It's going to get to a point, and even players, you're going to start seeing them scoring, and it be, you know what? The moment's gone.
100%.
High five, and then just
100%.
walk back. And the best bit when you score a goal is the celebration, is the elation. And I think that's one big thing that VAR's going to take away from this game. I do.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, fans will always. Fans will always raw, mate. You know what I'm saying? But players will be like, I've just run up and I've took my shirt off, and all of a sudden it's not. So then it gets to a point where the moment's gone. So
well, even on here, I've been on about 4 times.
Yeah.
Where I think Arsenal.
That is entertaining, though, isn't it?
Yeah, for you, pretty good.
It is a valid point as well. I think along that similar note, for the fans in the stadium, it's not just the fact they can't celebrate a goal. It's when it goes to VAR, the communication isn't as strong as it should be, and some fans don't know what they're looking at sometimes.
Yeah, but to be fair, I do believe, like anything, it will get better. They'll have to.
I agree with that.
It will get better.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Virgil, very composed under pressure I have breaking news. Can confirm that the first goal definitely does stand.
Yes.
He can celebrate it.
I've seen that one.
There is no VAR review.
Well, that's a free kick. Hey, you've gone, Porter, whatever your name is.
Awesome.
Right, we having quiz time?
Yes, come on, Smithy, let's have it.
Will's not that excited about quiz time
Come
today.
on. So I was just watching the game.
Right, OK, this is very difficult, courtesy of Brad, our stats man. He's given us a very tricky one here today.
Shout out, Bradders.
But Trent Alexander-Arnold has provided 22 Premier League assists for Liverpool, by the way. Interestingly, Andy Robertson's also on 22 assists. So, I mean, two top players. There are only 2 former Liverpool defenders with more Premier League assists. Can you name them? So, 2 former Liverpool defenders, only 2 of them have more Premier League assists than Trent and Andy Robertson.
It was there a long time.
Amazing.
Who was it?
Amazing from you. John Arne-Riise is one of them
That
with
was
24.
my first guess as well.
The other one is also of the same nationality as John Arne-Riise, which is
Norwegian.
Norwegian. No, not Christian Ziege.
Jan Molby.
No.
Is he
Think about the
Norwegian?
I think he is. No, Dane.
But great,
Aga's Danish. Yeah.
great shout.
Norwegian, Liverpool Norwegian defenders.
Oh, yeah.
It's like someone from the 90s. This might
Yeah,
be
that-
Yes, a bit further back.
It's that one.
John Arne-Riise with 24, Trent and Robbo with 22. This player has 25. Get involved on the stream. Who is this Liverpool defender we are talking about? Has anyone, you got any guesses coming in, Will?
No, I've not actually.
Now, you're usually quite good with retro 90s quiz games. You can have a punt?
Phil Babb?
It isn't. No, it's not Phil Babb.
He's Norwegian,
Do you want me to
isn't
tell you?
No, don't.
No,
Not
don't do it.
Babel, is it?
No.
No, no. Oh,
It's a tricky one.
I don't,
A defender?
I don't even know if I'll
Has given
recognise
us
the name, to be honest.
2 former
me
Liverpool
neither.
defenders with more Premier League assists.
Both Norwegian.
It's a great name he's got.
Oh, come on.
Leicester Star Steel. No,
No.
just near, almost.
Is that a name of somewhere in Norwich?
That was United.
Go on, Pereira. Oh, my God.
He's tackled him.
and that
player
just
there.
sums
I don't have to reveal it to
To
you.
get away.
No,
because
no.
We're ready to laugh and then they're going to score.
It's one of them with a camera angle to see.
Hegem?
No. Who's that?
You remember Hegem?
Vegard Eggum. I do
Yeah,
remember him.
Vegard Eggum.
The answer is
Sting
not-
beyond.
it's not like-
apparently
is it?
someone's got it on the stream. It's
I know, come on,
Yeah, but they've got the Wikipedia, haven't they?
It is Stig Inge Bjornby.
Oh, well done.
That is a great shout.
Alvid Bow.
Well done. Alvin Bow.
I hope you're the man. You are a man in that. But you're the man.
There we go. What a day for Alvin, is it?
It's like a
Great.
Scandinavian name. I don't know if I pronounced it.
Okay, there we go. Stig Inge Bjornby, 25 assists. John Arne-Riise, 24.
Fred.
Trent and Robbo, 22. So, Bayo, who do you think? I think both of them will break that. Who do you think will end up having more assists in their career? Trent?
Yeah, Trent.
I'd go Trent as well.
He's phenomenal. He's just ridiculous.
By the way, the Cubs with the John Arne-Riise.
To be fair, the last 5 minutes, you lot ain't really.
Oh, what's it gone?
He was offside.
Michael McCubbin, big chance for Man United.
I don't think he was offside.
Onside for you, Mikey.
I think he was onside because I think he times the run. Look at this.
Why is Wan-Bissaka not trying to?
Joe Gomez is quite, or maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think he might be off actually. No, because I think he might be behind Wan-Bissaka.
Like Gazza in Euro 96.
Are they offside, mate? Tell me if it's offside.
I don't know. It's hard.
He's got
With your left.
That angle
Use
again,
your other
once again.
foot. Use your left foot.
Some of these camera angles we've
Very
seen.
close to getting the post.
Shout out Sky there.
Yeah, some of this Sky camera work today has been absolutely phenomenal. A brilliant
Shout out
replay there.
Love that.
They work by Sky.
Oh man, we've looked so much better in the last 5
I was
minutes.
about to say, the last 5 minutes.
It's actually looked pretty good.
Mikey, you must be fairly happy with the performance of United.
After that first goal, I did not think we would have a first half like this. I thought maybe in the second half we might get a little bit more space.
No, but this is good
we've actually
because
controlled the play a little bit more in the
Klopp's
last
going
5
to make
minutes.
when they go in,
Yeah.
when we come out in the second half, it's going to be a problem.
Question for on the screen, Smithy.
Yes, go on.
Should be appearing very soon. Excuse me. Mark Caldwell, his name is Mark is Liverpool, so very unbiased. Can Liverpool do an unbeaten league season? What do you guys think? I know we touched on it
Hope not.
a little bit earlier.
Dave.
I think they definitely can. They're playing with such confidence. They've got such. The thing is that they have such like a philosophy. Like if one player comes on, another player comes in. The only thing that I think would stop them potentially is if they go quite far in Europe, and then they probably and then kind of their focus gets split a little bit. But they can definitely go unbeaten. I really just hope they don't.
Well, we're also over halfway into the season now anyways. There's not a huge
games left.
I was just looking at even like the fixture. They've got Wolves, West Ham, Southampton and Norwich in the next 4 games.
I don't know why Wolves, but I think Wolves could be a potential banana skin for Liverpool.
Games at Wolves.
I think that could be a potential banana skin for Wolves. For Liverpool, sorry.
But then still, you even look at Norwich beating Man City at the start of the season. It can happen anywhere, anytime, any place.
That's the Premier League.
That's the Premier League for you.
That is why we love it. Oh! A couple of times, we know that Alisson's very good with the ball at his feet, passing it back, but a few nervy moments, Bayo, playing out for the back for you.
Complacent.
Get round it.
Have a dig.
What's going on here?
Man United have the ball on the edge of the box again. Working it out. But once again, Virgil van Dijk clearing the danger.
I absolutely hate shouting from Man United.
Yeah, but if we get 1-1 on the string.
And Liverpool clear the danger. Long punt forward from Andrew Robertson.
Oh, Luke Shaw!
What a touch that is.
Roberto Carlos, isn't it?
Should he be England captain, Luke Shaw, Smithy, for you?
England's captain?
Yeah, after that touch.
He shouldn't be in the squad.
I mean, if ever you got a captain's armband from a touch, that would be it. I don't know whether it's a good metric to give a captain's armband out for.
Hang on.
It was a great touch.
Who will be the England captain when now Kane's out for a bit? Henderson.
I think it will be Henderson.
Yeah.
I would actually prefer having Henderson than Kane as captain.
Yeah, so I think it works better.
I'm not that obviously I'm a United fan and whatnot, but I do think Henderson feels like a more natural fit for a captain, doesn't he? But
on the subject of
Southgate does
underrated
like Kane.
Liverpool players, you put James Milner in that bracket.
As what?
Bayo, underrated Liverpool players. James Milner is. I mean, it's amazing his career he's had.
He's just one of them ones that does his job. Does his job.
But does his job in any position.
In any position.
To play him.
Go on.
Give it to play him in.
Oh, I like it.
that's not bad.
Nah, man.
I never back him to score from there though.
Yeah, that was the easiest one. You would say, shoot from there.
I wouldn't back him to score from there, but at least we're getting shots on the board.
Chance for Liverpool.
Where's your nice defence?
What a save! David De Gea! What a save! Mikey, some of these moments going United's way. Could that be a big turning point? Can you see yourself getting back into it?
I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. But great save. Because I think actually, I think De Gea has been poor today, but that was just classic.
Mikey, that is De Gea.
That was
when De Gea came into the Premier League at the start, and he used to save everything with his feet.
Yeah.
It's like the old David De Gea, that wasn't it?
Yeah, he's refinding himself.
Yeah.
He's taken 10 years off his life.
And we just saw Jurgen Klopp applauding that save.
Here we go.
Equally though, Mane probably should make that unsavable though.
To be fair, he took it on his weaker foot with a defender.
If that's Akin Fenwell through on goal, what happens there?
It's on my left foot. No, I'm passing that.
Man on.
A free header though from a corner from Liverpool. I'd have to look at. We are just into the 45th minute, so into additional time. Surely this is the last chance of the half for Liverpool as the ball is punted forward.
2
minutes additional time. Interesting, yesterday there was exactly a 3 minutes 21 second delay in the Watford Spurs game because the communication broke down between VAR and the referee, and there was 2 minutes additional time at the end of the first half.
That's so weird because I thought one of the things with VAR was that we're going to be getting the exact amount of minutes that have been stopped, right? Because they can actually calculate, and the ref. That's one thing that the ref doesn't have to do, which is really good. Like I remember at the World Cup, we were getting like 7 or 8 minutes at a time in almost every game.
Now we go. Offside.
Nah.
Come on.
But 3 minutes 21 exactly was the delay.
No,
2 minutes.
And 2 minutes additional time. That was just one moment in the half.
Fred.
Last chance, this will be, we think, for Liverpool. Oh, no, it's not. He's given a goal kick, I think. Goal kick. Just waiting to see.
I don't think he touched that corner.
No,
No, corrected,
United
sorry.
players thought it was. I don't know what they're
I
trying to
think United appealing for a goal kick, but the corner's been given.
It really would.
Going for his 23rd.
How many minutes are we?
We should be at least 2 up.
Yeah.
It'll only be right.
Right. Who's marking Van Dijk?
This goes in now.
We'll get some of your comments as well. About some of these moments. Big VAR calls in this game.
It's not on the line, eh?
So we'll go to
VAR on that.
Shouldn't they never VAR that?
Chance Liverpool. Punched away from David De Gea.
So how's that any different? He punched it and still moved back in his goal. How's that any different?
Interesting point. Trent whips it in.
That's probably it, isn't it?
It's true. If anything,
comes from that, you might...
The half-time whistle to go very soon.
I don't know. I think the way he has seen it is that he had it with two hands. That's the only way I can...
We'll see that again. I'll look at that again, maybe because I was looking at it from a bias, but I don't think... literally, it came up, the challenge, and then he dropped it.
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys, of the talking points. So Liverpool have had the ball in the back of the net 3 times, but 2 of them did not count. One of them split opinion in the studio dramatically when Firmino scored, but the ball was ruled to be foul on David De Gea. So it remains Manchester United losing 1-0 currently to Liverpool at Anfield as the half-time whistle goes. These are the live scenes at Anfield. Dave, let's get a neutral perspective on this. Do you think that is fair?
Man United would be very happy. This game is only 1-0. You kind of hope, if from Man United point of view, that they're going to get half a chance coming in the second half. But if I'm being honest, you don't really see Liverpool getting the second.
Yeah, we see David De Gea and Craig Pawson still talking about that incident. Mikey, any changes do you expect for United? What is your take on first?
I could see Lingard coming on at some point, but I think until 60 minutes, unless we go 2 down, I can't really see anything changing that much, to be honest. Like, I think Lingard and Greenwood will come on at some stage. But I don't know. I was heartened to see that last 10 minutes, just up until the last kind of up until stoppage time in that first half. I thought we were playing a lot better. I think Pereira looked a bit more positive on the ball, although some of his decision making wasn't amazing. But Brandon Williams as well was starting to threaten a little bit more on the left. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going in at 1-0 down is not the worst thing in the world right now.
Bayo, any danger that Liverpool can make this title race a bit more exciting? Just give United a go.
What for? What for? Like,
it's going well for you.
I'm glad it went half-time, because like you said, I won't give you 10 minutes. I'll say about 5 minutes Man United were like on top playing in Liverpool's halves and that, and I felt Liverpool got complacent, and then I get back into half-time, Klopp say, let's back on it.
Yeah.
So the last 5 minutes was back on it and created chances. And as long as it stays 1-0, United's always in the game, so that's where it is. So Liverpool need to get the second goal. Yeah, I'm saying they do need to get that.
Well, you're disagreeing on 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We can have a look at the match stats to see how they compare. Of course, we know the score is Liverpool 1, Man United 0. Only a couple of cards, both to Man United players. Attempts, Liverpool edging it 6-3 on target. Man United only the 1 shot on target, but Liverpool with only 2 corners though. Look at that, 8 to Man United 0, and of course Liverpool, as we often see at Anfield, Bayo edging the possession as well. So the stats will back you up a little bit there with it has been mainly Liverpool, but still only 1-0.
Yeah. Look, the one thing I will say is I would say that I do back Liverpool at Anfield. I do think at Anfield, I think Klopp won't allow him to get complacent. I do think that, of course, the next goal is a very big goal. But like anything, any team, any level, and Ollie will be saying the same thing, stay in the game. You stay in the game and anything can happen. And we saw last 5 or maybe 10 minutes, I don't think it was 10. Last 5 minutes.
7.5, call it.
United got into our half, got the shot off, and then all it just is one correct pass, one ricochet, and Ellison could be a mistake, so as long as they stay in the game, they'll always got a chance. But you can see when Liverpool turn it up, saying they can be devastating.
Well, let's go to you, Social Corner. I know that you've been trawling through the comments. What have you got for us?
Just reading the best selection that I've got through the comments section. Man United at this point need Pogba and Rashford on the field. Do we think them two would have maybe gone in at 1-1 at half-time?
Definitely with Pogba. I think we're missing that quality in terms of delivery, and Pogba is, one of the best at it. You saw the kind of balls that Virgil van Dijk was providing that half. Pogba can do that from deep. So yeah, I think we're definitely missing someone of his quality. Rashford obviously would be great as well, but.
Best of the rest in the comments. Thank you for getting yours involved. Make sure you use the hashtag TFS. The stream is up in front of me, so I'll read the best ones. Someone saying the new Invincibles. The zonal marking is bad against Liverpool. Bayo, that was never more prevalent with that corner, was it?
Yeah, I just always say that if you're going to... Nowadays, it's like you see zonal marking, and then you've got Fred who tries to stop him from getting his run on. I just always think you've got to pick up whoever the opposite team is best header. That's just, if you're going to zonal mark, fair, do it, but pick up the person. So, for me, I'm glad they did it.
One for you, Bale. I'd love to see Akinfenwa against Ramos. Was that a challenge you'd like to accept?
Ooh. Yeah, you know, there's
that is from Sergio himself as well.
Big fan of the show.
He don't really want it because when he did something to my boy, you know,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He did something to Salah, put something out there, went viral. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I don't think he really wants it. So if he wants a pin and spin, I don't think I'll be getting to the Champions League.
If he was to injure your shoulder and then touch you on the shoulder, how would you react in an award-setting ceremony?
Question.
Yeah, you know I was raised in the hood, innit? So little hood tendencies may come out of me if you try to do that to me, sort of thing. So
no more on that. We'll leave it there. Another question in from probably the biggest fan of our live streams. It's Mark Caldwell. He says, how many players do Spurs and Arsenal need to sort out their teams to return to the top 4? As I think the top 4 will be Liverpool, Manchester City, Leicester City and Chelsea. Gents, what do you need to do? And to everyone, who will be the top 4 this season? Thank you for your question, Mark.
It's a good question because he's given us a question and an opinion, everything there, isn't he?
For me, that's the ultimate in terms of getting your comments in.
Yes, but Spurs definitely need to sign a striker. We have 2 registered number 9s.
Even when Kane's fit?
Yes, even when Kane's fit. He's out till April. The only other... It's a fantastic name. Good player as well, and he will be a great player, I believe, from what I've seen of him. But I just think it's huge shoes for a 17-year-old to fill in Harry Kane's when he's not fit. So I just think, and I think Spurs need another striker anyway, even when Kane's fit, as competition. But also, if we buy another striker, there's what is there to say that they can't play a formation that suits 2 players?
Well, it was 2 up top against Liverpool, really, wasn't it?
Spurs have played an amazingly different amount of formations. We've played 4-2-3-1, we've had 3 at the back, we've played with false 9s. So I'm amazed that... And I don't really understand the argument of what happens when Kane comes back, because Jesus doesn't play when Aguero plays. You've got, Arsenal got Martinelli, Lacazette, Aubameyang. Every other club has more options than
Let me ask this question.
Spurs do
so
up
then,
front.
would you say, because Kane's not even probably hit his peak yet, so he's not even hit his peak. So would you say Tottenham should sign somebody who's done it already, proven, but coming towards the end of his career, so he's happy to sit on the bench, or somebody who's got potential that hasn't done it, that's happy to sit on the bench, or somebody that's doing it now, currently, that isn't happy to sit on the bench? So where would you sit in there saying on that? Because Jesus knows Aguero's that guy, but he's not going to be able to do it forever. So he's that one that they're kind of grooming for to take his place.
Yeah, I get that.
So what is your spill in the sense where do you think Tottenham needs to sign? Because Kane... it's just started. So Kane's going to be there for the foreseeable future. So there's no, a youngster coming in to take Kane's place, because if Kane don't go, he's there for 10 years. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Where do you sit on that argument?
It's a good question, that.
I know.
Well done. Kane is getting, big injury layoffs every season.
Yes.
Now, I think you're going to have to, that's just a fact now. I don't think Kane's ever going to be consistently fit for a whole season again.
Exactly.
In my personal
and I think even when Kane's fit, you're going to... The other striker's going to play a lot of games, because Spurs, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League or Europa League, whatever European competition they're in, added to the fact that Kane has had quite a few injuries. I think that there is enough game time for a player there. And I think if you buy a player, like, for instance, Heung-min Son, who can play out wide but can also play as a false 9, can play in positions like that. If you bought an attacking midfielder who can also play as a striker, when Kane's fit, then that player can still play in other positions. When Spurs were linked with Dybala, I always thought realistically that is a monster signing, and it's going to take a lot for us to get that, because I'm very aware that he's at a club, Juventus, which historically is a bigger club than Tottenham. He wasn't playing. Now, my thought with that is, if Kane doesn't play, Dybala can play in Kane's position, but when Kane's fit, they can play together anyway. So that's where I see it. I think Spurs need to buy a player that's in their prime, that can be back up to Kane, but can also play when he's fit. I just find it mad that a club competing for the top 4 don't have more options going forward. Because you look at Liverpool's options, Man City's options. I mean, even Chelsea, they're talking about replacing Giroud if Giroud goes, but Giroud's not even the first choice striker anyway, because Tammy Abraham is. So that's where I sit with Spurs. I mean,
why'd you get rid of Llorente?
End of his contract. I think there was a few issues with Llorente, the age, end of his contract. He got offered a contract at Napoli. A few reasons. Although Spurs are linked with Llorente again, so it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds in Jan, but that's sort of Tottenham's take. Dave, the question was Arsenal as well. Where do you need to strengthen?
Well, I think the thing is, we've got that young French kid to come next season who is currently at Saint Etienne. Apparently he's been doing very, very good stuff in the Ligue 1. I think my issue is, because the other teams around the top 4 keep dropping points, we're kind of still in the hunt.
Yeah.
Right? We're not in any kind of prime position. And now look, if we had everyone fit, for example, if we had Bellerin on the right, Tierney on the left, I feel like we probably have an 11 to actually challenge for the top 4. So I think it's maybe just seeing what we can do between now and the end of the season, and then maybe start to rebuild for the next. Because some of the squad players that we thought weren't going to have as many minutes, they're actually playing quite well with players like Saka, Martinelli, etc.
Yeah, Martinelli, top player. Right, we can give you a little feature now. This was filmed in the week. This is Trent Alexander-Arnold and Harry Maguire having their say ahead of this game.
So there's perhaps only one club in England for the history and magic that can go close to Liverpool, and that's Manchester United.
Growing up, and you start to learn about what their past was like, and you learn about Liverpool's past, and you start to realise that they are fairly similar in terms of the trophies that they've won. They had their time. Obviously, times change. You're going to new areas, different styles of football, and different managers come in, and things change.
The Manchester United captain, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a really proud moment for myself. Really honoured to be captain of this great club. Full focus on the field, but obviously you have responsibilities off the field as well. But I've always put my team first. I want the club to be successful on and off the field, and that's really it.
Who are your friends in the Liverpool dressing room?
Yeah, obviously I was with Robbo when he was at Hull. Really pleased to see how well he's doing. A great guy. And obviously Trent, Jordan, Ox, all the England lads.
Harry Maguire, Marcus, Jesse.
I won't be messaging them this week. It's a big game and there'll be no banter messages, friendly messages going around this week.
There's not been any texting this week?
No. Not at all, no.
It's friendship off the pitch, but come Sunday it'll be rivalry.
I don't want to be having hugs and wishing them the best. You have to shake hands before a game, which is obviously mutual respect between two players. We are trying to take points off each other, and there's a game to win.
They've created a relationship over the last few years where they're causing many teams problems, and that's what you want from a front three. They're top players, there's no doubt about it. There's no hiding away from it.
Does the league table almost go out the window? You have to beat them. It can't be them that stops your run.
Yeah, no matter what, you can't look at the league table. That's something that the manager drills into us every game, no matter what. It's about the respect that we've got for them. Obviously, you can't pay too much respect because you still got to go and do a job against them, but you understand their strengths, and obviously every team has weaknesses, and it's just about exploiting them.
We're not going there playing for a draw. We go there trying to get the 3 points whenever we go, wherever we play. We're expected to win games. We're Manchester United. We have confidence in our ability, in our team. We know this year that we beat, obviously, Man City at the Etihad. We got a point against Liverpool at Old Trafford, where we maybe should have held on in the dying stages and got all 3. But we take confidence from that and go into Sunday.
We've got a job to do. We need the fans to be there. We need to get our tactics right and make sure that we're not going in there with complacency because of our league position.
Our fans will be there in the numbers. They'll be singing all the way through, I'm sure, like they do every away game. And it's one that we're looking forward to.
Yes, I'm feeling good, babe, but we're actually on air right now. So if you could put the phone on. There we go. Bayo is revelling in Liverpool. It's only half time, Bayo. Very excited getting your Instagram out.
Cool. We got to, man. We got to now. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment.
Okay. Right, Bayo, we'll let you post that because it is promotion for the show. So you can carry on. Yeah, we'll give you 2 minutes on the phone. Dave, do you want to take over unless you're... Oh, he's eating an orange. Okay.
It's half time, Smithy. I'm
Mikey McCubbin, he's drinking a drink. OK, let's give you a price boost because I've got no control over the sofa right here now. We can give you... Here we go. So, of course, it's currently Liverpool 1, Man United 0. Some price boosts, some interesting ones, actually. Salah to score the second goal was 4-1, now 5-1. Mane to score in 90 minutes was 2-1, now 5-2. Liverpool to win 4-0 was 12-1, now 14-1. Martial to score the second goal, 6-1, now 7-1. And Williams to be booked was 21-10, now 11-4. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly. Of them, Dave, which ones do you like the look of?
I actually fancy the 4-0 because I think if Liverpool get another one early in the second half, it'll end quite bad for United. So I think that 4-0 at 14-1, probably definitely worth a cheeky tenner, isn't it, mate?
OK, yeah, they're all courtesy of our friends at Sky Bet. Do gamble responsibly. Right, Will, we'll come to you, Social Chord. I know there's been lots of big moments in the first half. How are people reacting on the stream?
Yes, everyone's getting their reactions in. My favourite reaction of all is from Festus. He says, I can smell a draw, gents.
Stop that, man.
What are our senses telling us? Can we sniff a draw, Bear?
Don't put that out in the atmosphere, man.
So,
no.
Put something in the atmosphere to smell.
Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there. Listen, I still see a Liverpool victory.
A Liverpool victory.
Yeah, you know, it's cool.
You know what I mean? Cool. What about you, Mikey?
I'm still going to back the 2-1 to United.
Yes, mate.
I'm ready to look like an
the
idiot
jelly
at 90
baby.
minutes. I probably will look like an idiot at 90 minutes, but I have been known to be called Mystic Mike. I have called these kind of results before.
Yeah.
I have called these results before, so we'll see. And if it does happen, you've got something to clip out and put on Twitter. So.
Wow. And interesting, 20-1 with Sky Bet you can get on that. So there you go. Don't forget, it must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Right, any others quickly before we go to the second half? Teams are out. Kick-off is moments away, Will.
Yes, lots of people just wondering what the second half, mainly for you, Mikey, what changes, if any, should be made and when?
I think if we're still not looking... it's difficult because I think... I don't know. I just think Greenwood will come on at some point and Lingard will come on at some point. I think we're going to have to wait till 60 minutes. If we go 2-0 down, I just don't really see what changes will actually make a difference.
No.
Like, I think we have to keep this as the scoreline. I am being optimistic, but if you go to... I can't think of the last team who went 2-0 down against Liverpool and got a result out of the game. Yeah. I don't know if anyone, if anyone else has an idea, but... Then maybe bring on Lingard for Pereira, perhaps, because I think our shape is actually not the worst. Or move Pereira back and bring Lingard on for Matic, maybe, because I don't think Matic has been too effective. And then, get Greenwood on at some point, because if Greenwood does get some space outside the box, if Greenwood had the space that Pereira did earlier, I think that that he comes up with a much better shot than him. It could even go in. So
lovely ball. So, Liverpool not lost the last 73 matches when they've led in the Premier League.
Sure, it's been good.
April 2017.
That's my guy.
And Liverpool started this second half very strongly, only a minute in.
What about
just as I said that, the ball is out of play.
Do you think Fabinho could come on at some point if Liverpool want to shore things up some more?
Yeah, I think if it stays 1-0 and it's 1-0 towards the last 15 minutes, I think Ox will come off and Fabinho will come on and he'll just shore the game up. I think it gets to a point where the result's the result. So we all want 4-0, but 3 points is 3 points. So I think that's how Klopp is. And then if they score, we've got the likes of Lallana that will come on.
He's in on the left.
Here we go. Do it now. There it is.
That's it.
They should have buried that. Should have buried it.
Salah. Look at that. What's happened there?
De Gea was done as well. De Gea was not getting to that.
Is that the turning point?
That's the turning point, Mike. This is it.
There's been about 5 turning points.
How has he not scored there?
Both his legs.
Is that the turning point of the season?
Both his legs.
Man City will be licking their lips now. This is it.
Tell you what.
The foxes are purring in there.
Oh, really good. Spurs are back in now. Mo Salah.
Salah will score though.
Salah will score.
I'm going to put a lot of money on him scoring.
He's got a harder chance probably as well. He won't get an easy one.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, he could.
How's he not scored that?
Wow.
Crazy.
Mikey McCubbin's been asked about 7 times in this game. Is this the turning point?
There's
been a lot of turning points.
To be honest, I'm used to it as a United fan because every time that United win, it's pretty much seen as some sort of turning point.
Again!
The turning point, mate, it is, Mike. Trust that. This is the turning point.
You'll never forget where you were, what you were doing when Mo Salah missed from there.
The Egyptian king. Imagine.
Mo Salah.
In the last 67 occasions which Liverpool have led at half-time, they've won 62 of them.
Very good, mate.
62 of the 63.
62 of the 67.
67,
They've drawn 5.
I mean, they haven't lost at Anfield in over 2 years, in the league at least. So...
If you're a Liverpool season ticket holder...
Oh, this is it! Hendo!
Oh, it's off the beans on toast! Henderson! Mikey, big question for Mikey McCubbin. Is that the turning point?
Everything's going Man United's way. Bayo!
Oh, what a strike. Liverpool have to take these chances, Bayo, don't they?
We have to.
I can't take this, man.
We have to.
I can't.
Surely it's got to be United now, Sir.
It's the turning point. How many turning points you've had watching this game?
That was Henderwish, John.
How has he got
that? Was
Henderwish. What's... That's a saved that. Is he saved that?
Might be a save. I think that might be
Jordan Henderson was left, but edge of the box.
That's what a save that is!
Save. David De Gea.
Should he be on the pitch though?
That was going in.
I think Van Dijk doing that little, that nudge on De Gea earlier. I think that's knocked something in him, and he's just rediscovered his best form.
Wow. Maybe you could say that Van Dijk De Gea incident. You could say it was the
turning point.
You killed it now.
And not only United season, but Liverpool's as well. Will they ever win again?
I actually can't see Liverpool scoring today now.
That's it.
Will, let's get to the comments. Go on, what people are saying. It's a very, very good game.
I don't know how you're not too.
Hashtag the turning point is trending third on Twitter. Everyone's getting their two penneth in.
Two penneth?
Yeah, two penneth in. Old school. One question I wanted to ask earlier. It was a great question from Louis. He says, who is the most improved and declined English team over the last 5 seasons?
Well, most improved is definitely Leicester.
I would say Leicester.
Yeah.
Not Liverpool?
I think Liverpool.
The last 5 years.
5 years ago, Leicester were about to win the league.
Liverpool. Very good point. Very good.
Last 2 years, Liverpool have gone from.
Did they say 5 years though?
Yeah, 5 years. 2 years.
Half a
But it's
It's basically Klopp being there, isn't it? I think you've got to say Liverpool.
Sheffield United, maybe? They were in League Two, weren't they? Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, to be fair, Sheffield United are a really good shout.
League One, sorry.
Chris Wilder's had 2 promotions in 3 years, I believe.
Yeah, I think if you're going on that, probably Sheffield United.
Smithy, I've got some breaking news which has just been relayed in my ear. It's a tweet from Henry Winter. He said Rashford was carrying a single stress fracture in his back. Now has a double stress fracture after the Wolves game, expected to be out for 2 to 3 months. Also has a piece of floating bone in his ankle, requiring non-intrusive surgery to remove. Been playing through immense pain to health. So he's been playing through an injury, out for 2 to 3 months.
Well, let's get Bayo's take, because Dave originally said, what is that injury? Bayo, you're aware of this, so tell us how serious these injuries are.
Oh, the stress fracture in your back, it is one of the most painful.
You had that?
I've had a stress fracture in my shin, and it's
so what is it, just like almost like a tiny little break?
Yeah, so it's a break. So it hasn't broke.
Yeah.
So it's just because of the stress that's been put on it. It's now. Here we go.
So it's like a little chip almost, like.
So that's what it is. Yeah. That's on his back. So
he's got two both
now
injuries.
He's got that, and then a floating bone.
Yeah,
that's of course what it sounds like. It's a bone that's detached from where it should be.
So just non-intrusive.
Remove it.
That's what you'll have to go in there, remove it. If it's small enough, it will just break itself.
And then
is that an in and out job, like not like a?
Good save to hand. Another chance for Liverpool. The Ox with that one this time. We've got to take one of these because the game is still alive. It's still Liverpool.
You knew Klopp would be saying that 7.5 minutes you lot had.
Oh, that's handball.
Opinion for a penalty.
I think he looks at that. That's a penalty.
It's almost impossible to get out of that.
That'd be the turning point again.
But what I want to ask you about that then is if the suggested timeout is 2 to 3 months, considering you've had similar injuries to that, is that a realistic time frame, or could it be even worse for Marcus Rashford?
It could be worse. It could just, like Ollie said, he's a quick healer.
Yeah.
So that's what he's going to hope, that he heals quicker than what it suggested. But of course, it's the time for it to heal, and then it's the time for you to get back to where you was. And that's just so.
And that is devastating news for Man United fans.
That's not, and England.
I want to talk about this because Harry Kane out for at least April back in training. You're now saying that, in your opinion, it could be more than 2 to 2 months with the injury Marcus Rashford's had. Do you think we might see Gareth Southgate pick the phone up to Jamie Vardy now, top scorer in the Premier League? Could we see Vardy back in an England shirt?
You would have to make the call.
If you're Gareth Southgate,
I would make the call.
You pick up the phone.
I'd 100% pick up the phone and say, listen, look, we've lost. I know, and I respect your decision to play longer and X, Y, and Z, but your country needs you. You know what I'm saying?
And if Southgate does make that call to Jamie Vardy, what do you think Jamie Vardy does?
To be fair, I think Jamie Vardy will say yes for the tournament, and then always know he's retired afterwards. That's what you know. What I'm saying.
He has to be said like you're starting the 3 group games.
I don't think it would be like that, but I'd think that for him to pick up the phone they would have to base. They'll base the team around Jamie Vardy if you're going to pick up the phone to him and make him come out of retirement.
And if he does offer him that,
first time though. Like I reckon Southgate's probably approached him before, hasn't he?
Fouling, well done.
And if he does make that call, for Jamie Vardy to, it's a big thing to turn down, isn't it? Bearing in mind he's 33 years old, he's retired. It's a tournament that largely is taking place in the home country as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't see him.
You'd see him accepting that challenge.
I just couldn't see him turning down in that he's.
Oh my!
Oh, he's done it. He's done it.
You couldn't see him turning it down. Sorry,
I couldn't see him turn it down in the sense where, you know, he knows he's going to retire after, and that's the reason why I couldn't see him turning it down. You know,
like we said off air though, if he was to come back, win the Euros for England, I mean, Netflix, Amazon Prime, they'd all be on the phone. What a fair, you couldn't write a script better than that. A fairy tale ending.
It is all Liverpool, by the way.
It is all Liverpool. But devastating news.
Still 1-0 though.
Marcus Rashford.
So all that for me is.
Who have we got now then?
Mike, I want to get your thoughts on, because we were recently asking my thoughts on Harry Kane and Spurs signing him back up because he's injured. How does that affect Man United now if Rashford is out for up to 3 or possibly more than 3 months? Do you think that has any impact in the transfer window at all? Or
with a week to go, maybe. It's obviously not an area that we were focused on before because we were pretty set there. It's difficult because and also because before we're more in the market for a right winger in the long term. Now we maybe have to look for a left winger in the short term, but it seems unlikely, to be honest. I think if anything, I don't know. I don't really know who's out there who we can just pick up short term and have to pay a lot of money for. So I expect we'll probably just carry on with trying to get Bruno Fernandes over the line. Whether that actually happens,
do you think that will happen?
It's funny because I was reading earlier about how this is kind of a bit of a. There's a bit of a sign of the times with United, the whole Bruno Fernandes thing. Because last summer the club were basically saying to all the media, stop linking us with Bruno Fernandes. There is no connection between us. This is just Bruno Fernandes' agent trying to get him a better deal at Sporting, or just trying to.
And Spurs were more heavily linked with him than Man United were in the summer.
They were, especially towards the end. And now, with Bruno Fernandes having signed a contract in November. Now United suddenly actually realise that they do want him, and it's obviously going to have to pay a lot more for him than they would have in the summer, not only because it's January, because of obviously the new contract. So, it's a little bit of a mess, to be honest. But no doubt he would improve that midfield. Whether he could improve that midfield as much as other targets out there, who maybe we'd have to wait till the summer for, I'm not so sure. And obviously, I don't know, he's obviously not played in a top 5 European league before as well. He has played in Serie A, but...
Run it through?
Yeah, prior to... chance! Big chance for United!
He's let him
to be honest, though, I just wasn't backing him to score that.
I wasn't actually that worried.
You weren't that worried at all?
I wasn't that excited either.
He's still got to beat Alisson from a far away back.
He's got it covered as well, but I promise I'll be more animated if we actually have a...
But I am worried in the sense where that flurry that we had, we didn't score and it's still 1-0.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, because we've watched football so many times. Until we make it 2-0,
it's a funny old game, let's say, Bayo. 77% possession Liverpool have had in this second. What people on social, on Twitter, on the stream are saying about that Rashford thing. What else have you got? Because it's a big story that's broken during the show. We can just see, incidentally, shots of Gareth Southgate, who is at Anfield watching this game, sat in the stands.
Sure.
As the danger is cleared. I'm intrigued to know what else you're finding out about this story, or what people are saying, because that is a massive loss for Man United.
Jamie O'Hara actually commented on the Henry Winter tweet, friend of the show, saying, I had a double stress fracture myself, ended up with surgery and 2 screws in my spine, can play with injections, but very poor from the Man United medical team.
Wow.
Is that not something that ties into it as well? So he was brought on as a sub, wasn't he? Against Wolves.
I mean, he should have probably been not in the squad. I think it's something that he was carrying around for a while as well, so I think that's just poor management, and I think that's, again, something that United have, it just shows how kind of desperate United are. As soon as Rashford, was carrying the team, it was suddenly deemed that, he was too too important to rest, essentially. And it happened last season as well. We played Rashford too much.
Oh, chance for Martial! Oh, it's a big chance! Man United have two big chances!
How did you miss that, man?
Mikey, talk us through your emotions here. Martial threw a goal. Are you thinking
nice,
goal at this point?
Yeah, really nice play on the edge. Lovely little dink from
Blazed it over. He's got to hit the target from there.
He misjudges the bounce there. He just times it so poorly.
It's high, it is wide, and he is 7 yards out in the box.
If he takes it when the ball's a little bit lower off the ground, he can get over the ball much easier. And
Look,
that's
he knows that is a huge chance missed.
I had visions of 2015 on his debut there. Similar position.
Big chance, man.
Big chance.
Bayo, we talked about the possession stats Liverpool have had, the chances. But Man United have had two big chances this half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing which is the worrying aspect.
Yeah.
The more it stays, the more you stay in games, the more everybody gets nervous. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Until Liverpool shut this game out,
I feel like especially because
this game is like how well live, Dave.
Yeah, I think especially because how well Liverpool play. It's not like they play poorly and they're just grinding out a window. They play really well, but they haven't taken that second, potentially third chance.
Oh, Brandon Williams, man, come on.
Well, that looked like he went over quite.
Yes.
What a tackle that is from Williams.
Great tackle.
Well, let's go back to you as well. As you mentioned Jamie O'Hara there, Henry Winter. What else has been been spotting on social about this?
Yeah, the main complaints are just coming at the Man United medical staff, and then just tying that into a whole about Man United just being off the pace and behind the times, really. I mean, it doesn't just reflect the medical department, it seems to be in all aspects as well, doesn't it, Mikey?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know enough about like the medical department and whatnot, and I think it can be easy to put them on, that under the umbrella of the club not modernising and whatnot. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could comment that much, but I think there are a lot of things that need to be improved. And I think
the leak in the roof you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's the analogy that we'll go with. But now I think even putting the medical team aside, I think it just goes to show how poor the squad building has been in the last few years. That Marcus Rashford, who's only just turned 22, suddenly, is the man who is called upon at every hour or whatever. Like if we're playing him when he's basically injured, then that just goes to show that we shouldn't have really sold Lukaku in the summer, or at least we should have gotten a replacement for him. Like I wasn't against selling Lukaku. I don't think he was the right fit for Solskjaer. At least I rate him a lot as a striker. I thought he was fantastic in his first season, but we should have had a plan in place to replace him. Simple as, because, and we said at the start of the season, we can't rely on Rashford. And originally I was saying that because I didn't think Rashford was good enough at this moment in time to lead the United attack. I was proved wrong by October, November. Like he was proven, like in the form of his life. But now, I guess it rings true. Like he's got injured. We're not going to be with him for the rest of the season, pretty much, and it's probably cost our place in the top four, or our chances of getting into the top four.
Interesting.
So even to that Carabao Cup second leg,
Martial's on the attack again.
Oh, he's got.
Yeah. Pressure on Martial to deliver week in, week out, which he hasn't really done.
We just saw Mason Greenwood warming up.
No, fine. I think Fabinho will come on.
Yeah.
Just to
get a little more control in this.
Maguire, close your legs, mate.
Straight down the red chance for Liverpool. Mane in the box.
How have they not scored, man?
Slow motion, that wasn't it? That chance.
Look at this.
Maguire gets
great second half. This 62 minutes. What a counter-attack this is from Liverpool.
Oh, it's been so.
It's been all Man United the last 10 minutes, but just goes to show how dangerous Liverpool are on the counter-attack. Mane with a chance, and it is just wide.
What I don't get.
Dave, good game, this, isn't it?
Fantastic game of football, Adam.
They sold Lukaku and didn't play to Lukaku. Bought him. Yeah. And that was different. And then all of a sudden, just didn't play to his strengths. Just said, you can't play our formation when you've got a player of that ilk. You've got to build it.
Is Man United something you'd fancy there to get yourself in the mix?
Nah, I'm cool at Wickham, yeah. Me and Wickham, we're going places.
I like that.
But I think with Lukaku, to be honest, it was like, I think even in his first season, we didn't necessarily play to his strengths. but he was still by far our best attacking player. He pretty much ran the attack single-handedly. I do think last season he just had a really bad season. He still scored a lot of goals, but in terms of the other elements of his play, which I thought were really impressive in his first season, I just think he wasn't there for whatever reason. Obviously, there was talks about his fitness and about him bulking up a little bit too much. I just think he had a bad season. I just think, but I think he would have recovered.
So which striker would you go and get if you could? There was like a realistic.
Well, that's actually a question in from Mark. He said, "Who should Varchester United sign?"
Varchester United.
Yeah, she's saying they got lucky with the VAR.
No, I understood it. Yeah, classic.
I would have been up for Dybala last summer. I know Spurs were in for him as well, but I would have been really up for Dybala last summer.
What's a player?
He's exactly the kind of player that we need.
Straight number 9.
I wouldn't say he's not a number 9. He has played as a number 9 before.
I wouldn't call him out number 9.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Something like Firmino or less.
Yeah, I mean, he takes up similar positions.
Yeah,
and he's creative and to be fair, like United this season, we've been playing Martial as a number 9 and to be fair, I do quite like the way that we play with a front three that are all fairly interchangeable. I think that does suit our style of play more, and I think that's ultimately why Lukaku was sold as well, without that much question. But yeah, at the moment it's more who can we get who's in that kind of, I guess, almost in that Rashford mould of playing on the left and cutting in. As for an out-and-out 9, I'm trying to think.
One who is available.
Sorry,
player. Chance. Oh wow!
Is that still in play? I feel that the way that the game's got
Milan is a player that AC Milan are literally saying, if we get offers, we'll accept. Someone that has had a poor season, and Zlatan's back at AC now, but last season looked like a real top striker.
Yeah, and he's been linked to the Spurs a lot as well.
Linked with Spurs, with other clubs. Is he a... I mean, he's a realistic.
He's realistic, and you could probably get him on for a decent price. I don't feel like I've seen enough of him, and I don't think he's performed consistently for long enough for you to be able to say whether he's actually going to be a talent in the Premier League or whether he could actually bang 15 to 20 goals each season in the Premier League. But he would be a good option in January if they do want to get rid, and you need to plug that gap. At United, you could push Martial out to the left, playing through the middle.
Fuming.
Yeah, interestingly, sorry to stop you there, McCubbin. Substitution, the Ox is off for Lallana. The Ox quite animated there. He wasn't happy to come off, Dale. What do you make of that reaction?
I just think that he was just disappointed last 10 minutes. Maybe more just disappointed that not to come. Everybody's disappointed to come off, you know what I'm saying? He wants to play on and that. But I don't think that's to the gaffer. I think it's just...
We saw Dele Alli yesterday was the same. I think it's just players want to play. Frustrating to come off. Thoughts on the sub, though? Good substitution, Lallana.
Yeah, I actually thought maybe Fab would come on just to shore it up for a little bit and keep it ticking on, sort of thing. But Lallana, he can find a pass.
So that's it, isn't it? If Liverpool get the second goal, it's done.
Yeah, we need to get the second goal because right now United will just keep growing in confidence, and it just takes a shot. You saw Alisson almost mess up with the kick. It just takes...
Yeah, another one playing out from the back. There's been a few chances.
Yes, Fred.
Oh, lovely. Another chance for Fred, and it's parried behind. Looks like it's going to go for a corner. Yes, it is.
Confidence growing at United.
Another chance for United.
Turning point. It's back on.
Turning point.
I think I just realised Luis Dembele at Lyon. I'd take.
Yes.
I'd take.
I would cry. Literally, I would cry if it ended up 2-1. Literally.
Also, Lallana, who's did score the goal in this reverse fixture this season, of course, the equalising goal that sparked the famous reaction from Jamie Carragher on the gantry.
I think if United that was poor. I think if United were to get one back though, Liverpool would get extremely nervous, especially with the amount of chances.
They've got chances, Dave, haven't they, Man United? In there.
It was offside.
See, why is that not a little advantage?
Because it was offside.
No, but what about if he's not offside?
But he is though.
How do you know?
Because the linesman said.
Yeah. Well, all linesmen get it right, do they?
Well, he did just then. So, that's what we're talking
You're right,
about.
fair.
Thank you, Dave.
I think what you're trying to say is, well, they
yes,
should wait
that's what I'm trying to say.
in case it's
Thank you.
borderline. They should let the play go on.
Yeah.
And then just check the VAR.
But then VAR will be checking that now, and if they see that it's a
so then you'll have to wait for the goal for all that rah-rah to bring it all the way back.
Yeah, but that's what happened earlier with David De Gea.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say when they're saying we're killing the game. They're there to do the job.
Yeah.
So when they see it, they see it. So they're the referee and they're the linesmen.
Yeah, but it was exactly the same thing with David.
But he was offside because they didn't even check it, so it wasn't even like it was close.
But I like you. I really like you. Over the last couple of months, we've developed a friendship that
I don't think Bayo and Will are going to agree on this topic. Something tells me. Man United whipping the ball in. Oh,
Salah, good defense.
Hit that! Makes you think what's going on.
Just too tight on the edge of the area.
Very tight, isn't it?
Where's the whip?
United need to take one of these chances. Where I can sympathise with you, Will, is there have been examples in the Premier League this season when a linesman has flagged, someone has gone to score, and then they've looked at it and they've realised that it wasn't offside.
Sheffield United. Let the play go on.
Sheffield United Newcastle was an example of that. John Joe Shelby, I believe, scored that. So are we sticking up for Will more now, Bayo? No. OK, there we go.
Because this one was clean. Like, I get if it's tight and that, but that one was clean.
I agree with you.
We'll just go social corner again.
Social corner. Come on, mate.
Nervous Liverpool fans watching?
I think, yeah, United fans still reacting to the injury news of Marcus Rashford. If you want to get involved as well, the Twitter feed is right up in front of my face. Get involved at SoccerM, at Football Daily. Your tweets will be read out on the screen. Mikey, I mean, would you have done the changes that Ollie's has made, or is it about to make, sorry?
What is he about to make? I've been out of the loop there.
Maybe they're coming on.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Lingard is the natural choice, like I was saying.
Greenwood, sorry.
Oh, he's Greenwood. Yeah, I mean,
surely Greenwood gets run out.
Yeah, I think you have to. Like considering the positions we've been in on the edge of the area recently, if you put Greenwood in there, you never know. Like he is kind of there just for his natural, not just for. He plays well in other respects, but his natural finishing ability is obviously a big plus. So yeah, get him on.
Where does the new guy play?
Huh? Minamino. He plays kind of across the forward line, but I think mainly on the right.
Attacking midfield, yeah. Very technically good, isn't he?
Not much.
Again, like you said, they're not seeing a great deal of him, but for the price that you paid for him, I think it's great value for money. But what I was going to ask you is that this seems incredibly similar to the Liverpool-Spurs game, in that Liverpool scored fairly early, got the first goal, dominating the game in terms of possession and chances, but Spurs missed two massive chances. We've seen Man United miss two big chances. Liverpool ended up grinding that out 1-0 and probably deserved to win, but the Spurs Man United teams have to take the chances against the Liverpool team, don't they?
To be fair, this game...
That's fair. What's going on here? All right.
Yeah, but to be fair, Liverpool in this game has had big chances. Liverpool should be 4-0 up. In that instance, that's where
yellow at least it.
I was about to say Luke Shaw's played pretty well this game.
He has, I think. He's played well today.
Unbelievable, that little jelly bean.
To be fair as well, I feel. I mean, I might be about to jinx something here, but I feel like Salah has never had an amazing game against United.
Ooh.
I've never. I always feel like he's, out of all the threats that Liverpool have, he's always a little bit nullified in
I thought we missed him massively when we played. When he wasn't playing at your place, just because they could double up.
As well, yeah.
Because they can double up on Mane. Double up when we got them both, they can't double up.
Yeah.
So he's massively. I think they complement each other massively because if you do double up, it then leaves spaces for our midfield three, and I felt we missed them out.
Mo Salah has never scored against Man United games.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's a bigger stat than 9 games. 4 games is 4 games. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really stressing that, and it still comes soon.
Could come now. Free kick for Liverpool. 2 assists, Kings over it. Trent whips it in. What a ball again. No, it wasn't. It was cleared straight away. 72 minutes. It's still Liverpool 1, Man United 0. Both teams with some big chances this half.
Yeah, it needs to get Mason Greenwood on now, man.
Yeah, we saw Mason Greenwood. We've seen the likes of Greenwood, Mata and Lingard all warming up, but suspect that Mason Greenwood will be the next sub should Ollie decide to make a sub.
Smithy, one United fans are just on the back of the Marcus Rashford injury. One United fans are talking about a lot. Obviously can't happen now. Is Haaland.
Oh wow!
Just snapped him up.
Hat-trick on his debut, was it?
Yeah, hat-trick yesterday. Yeah, really good one.
23-minute hat-trick.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy. Obviously he's an amazing prospect. I think he made the right career move in going to Dortmund. Yeah. Like as a young striker going to United, where you are going to have a lot more pressure on you. You're entering a club which has had its toxic elements over the years. I think Borussia Dortmund just have such a good record with young players, and I think if United were going to, if United had really wanted him and he really wanted to go to United, it would have happened, like, without a doubt. I don't think he really wanted to go to United. Like, I think that was it. Like, so I don't think there can really be any regret over something like that, because even if United had bought him, would he have got a hat-trick on his debut? Like, definitely not.
There we go.
Double substitution.
Turning point here.
Double sub for Man United.
OK, interesting.
Juan Mata is coming on for Andreas Pereira is the first one. Williams off. So thoughts on these agreement on? Thoughts on these subs?
Yeah, I would personally go for Lingard over Mata, just because Lingard's got more pace, he's a little bit more mobile. Yeah. But having said that, Mata, decision-making wise, has been a lot better recently. He's scored a few recently. He's created a few more, created a couple of goals recently as well.
The assist that he had against, was it Norwich?
Yeah.
Did you see the technique at which he whipped the ball in? Oh,
yeah, lovely.
Majestic.
It's like a little sandwich.
No follow through with his left foot. He just sort of plants it in and just. It's for.
I've actually missed who's coming off for them though. Is it Pereira and
Pereira and Williams? I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So I guess we'll be changing our shape. I guess Shaw will go to left back now. It'll be back to 4 at the back. And it'll be, I guess, a 4-2-3-1 with Greenwood on the right. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's probably what they'll do. I mean, it's literally happened in the last minute, so it'll be interesting to see how they actually line up with the two sides. Bayer, what have you made of Mason Greenwood? Have you seen much of him? Young striker, looks
I ain't seen
like
much.
He's got a lot of talent.
I've seen his last couple of goals. He looks like, reminds me of like an old school Robbie Fowler, where when it just drops through, he's just a natural born finisher. I think he's going to get, as long as he gets the chance in the minutes, he's going to get goals, and that's what worries me. I see him come on in one recent game, his first touch, he just banged it in. And that's
top class.
Right now, United be getting into these positions where if it falls to a finisher, it could be a problem.
So 75 minutes on the clock. Last 15 minutes, this game still 1-0. Dave, you said earlier you can't see United scoring, and you thought when Liverpool went 1-0 up, that was it. But is your opinion slightly changing? Well, I think the second half's panned out.
Yeah, I think if United are quite happy, it's still only 1-0. It should definitely be at least a couple. I think Liverpool have been a lot better the last 5 minutes or so. They seem to really grab hold of the game a bit now. Them little half chances are just they've kind of like disappeared now.
What a ball that is!
Chance! Firmino! Yeah!
Liverpool scoring for this shot.
What ball from Trent as well?
I don't know, does he headed that? I don't know. Oh no, sometimes.
Bayo, this is a quiet Andy Bayo in Penrith.
No, it's not even that. Again, not being.
Oh wow! Penalty. We have seen louder Andy Bayo up in Penrith on the Football Social.
Yeah. But
are you concerned, Bayo?
No, because
for the middle.
Ball.
Yes.
United on the attack. A lot of red shirts. Beat him. It's a poor ball in.
Oh, the ball's just been so poor today.
Got to play that to the edge of the floor. And it is a throw into Man United. Sorry, you were saying. A little bit nervous.
No, look. Ultimately, I don't want him to predict 2-1 because it'll hurt my soul and that. But we are where we are, so it's not that much on this game. You know what I'm saying? In the sense where we're 16 points clear. So I want us to win the game for winning the game's sake. And we should. But I don't want us to get laps. I don't want it to be a sloppy goal which is going to start creeping in.
Ball whipped in! So look at the chance and then...
Greenwood, man.
You ducking for? He just ducked there.
Dave, we've worked with Bayo for a while. Do you think is he a little bit nervous now?
I think he is definitely nervous, you know.
No, you always get it. I told you, players, fans alike, if it's still 1-0 with 15 minutes to go...
Game. It's like so similar. Liverpool just seems to have a way to be grinding these... They're not only playing well and winning well, but they're also winning the games, grinding games out. They're doing the best of both. The sign of a title-winning team.
This is when like murmurs from the crowd come in and they start getting nervous.
I'm saying if the score was to go 1-1, it would be a lot of pressure on Liverpool.
It would.
Oh my God! Here we go. Down the right. Got to whip that in, surely.
Well, Mason.
Back post. Look at Daniel James.
That's too much. Too much.
I like it's in the final third.
Ollie is pacing. Geeing his players up, just saying, come on, United.
Because he's going to come in the press and be like, yeah, look, if we started the game like this, yeah. You know them ones there, whereas if Liverpool took their chances, we would have won this game 4-0.
It wasn't like United did have a bright start as well. It's like it simply is a lack of quality in the final third. Like, you can just see it in the two sides. United have had the chances to create those opportunities in the box, and they haven't. Liverpool have, and they've missed them. It's a big difference.
Man, come on, Lallana, man, you need to come on and do something for me, man.
Very open game again.
Like Martial's making some good runs here. It's created some space for the other striker or the other forward. They're just not.
Yeah, Daniel James is picking up a lot of space.
Fred's been nice today.
Fred has been good. Fred's been good.
Been like pretty aggressive, hasn't he?
Yeah. Missed a chance earlier, but other than that, he's played well.
Fred in general has been underrated this season. I think he's been one of our best players.
Juan. Get it in, Juan. We got one on the ball, just whipping one in, teasing a ball in. Like that.
Oh, that was the old back left, the old.
It was, yeah.
The old little swaz.
Little swaz.
Last 10 minutes.
So last 10 minutes, we're into the last 10 minutes. Get your questions in for Will. We'll read the best ones out. Get your predictions in. Give us your thoughts on VAR. Give us your thoughts on Marcus Rashford's injury and what this means for the title race, which I think we all agree is done.
Could there be one final turning point?
Yeah, and any turning points, let us know what you think has been the biggest turning point. Will, what are people saying?
A bold prediction here of 3-0, 1-1. People are saying, Angus is saying 2-0. Lots of people still thinking it's going to be a Liverpool victory. Make sure you get your comments in on Twitter as well. I'll read the best ones out. They'll even get on the screen. Imagine that, Dave.
Imagine that on the Football Social.
Yeah. Akinfenwa, maybe give him a little shout out.
I know, man. Come on, get your questions in.
Get your questions in. Lots of bold predictions there. Mikey, any final substitute? There's one left, isn't there? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, we've still got Lingard on the bench. That's the only player I can say in bringing on. But to be honest, if the two substitutions now aren't making a significant impact, I don't think there's really that much else you can fundamentally change in the team. Like, it's not. You know, at this point, Ollie's going to be wanting to just go for the draw.
United put it wide.
Sorry.
That's fine. I don't really have much else to add, to be honest.
Mike, you can get 8-1 on the Sky Bet.
The Liverpool one here, yeah?
It's actually not bad.
I can feel all of you lot trying to suck the ball into the ball, yeah? It's cool, man.
After them,
it's all right.
Lots of 1-1 predictions coming in the comments. 2-0 to Liverpool, 2-0 to Liverpool.
Slavet's got this.
A lot of people thinking there's more goals in this then.
This could be redemption for Maguire for letting his man go in the first half.
Ball whipped in from United.
You guys overreacted to that.
Sure, yeah.
It looked like they were attacking it, I ain't gonna lie.
Kick off, I'm like, oh!
So 81st minute. Interesting that a lot of the predictions, no one's saying 1-0, so everyone thinks there will be a goal. Another goal in this game. The offside flag is up. Liverpool can breathe a sigh of relief. Is this another victory in this relentless campaign for Liverpool, just winning game after game? Don't forget, they've only dropped 2 points all season. That was against tonight's opponents at Old Trafford. But can Man United get back into this game?
But it is funny because I do think Liverpool last season, I don't know if you agree, maybe a more entertaining side to watch last season in a lot of respects. But
yeah, because they were just now, like I'm saying, Liverpool last season was just their best form of defence was attack.
Yeah. Rock and roll football, isn't it?
It left it open, whereas they're more. That's how you win leagues.
They are double sub, Mane and Firmino off. What are your thoughts on this double substitution?
Listen, you know what? I think every time Origi's hit the pitch, he's done well.
What a big game player he is as well.
So I'm cool with that. And then Fab's there just to shore it up. So I'm all right with it.
Yeah, we're going to have
the job that Jurgen Klopp's on there, where it's like a kid who's happy to be second string because he knows, right, that he's going to win. He's going to win trophy. You know, he's just done a fantastic job with him, man.
But with that, like with Divock Origi, you know, I know he Champions League aside, because obviously he came on, but like, would you feel like you are winning the Premier League? Say he wins the Premier League, would you feel like you are winning the Premier League?
He's done enough this season, he's been involved. He's been involved.
There's been players that have won the Premier League doing less.
No, I know that, but like, because you never know their actual like thoughts on on winning. Like, do you actually feel?
He's young, isn't he?
Yeah.
If he wins it this year, he
probably
think that won't be the last winners' medal.
No, I think Origi knows there's the front three, and he's there, the next one. So he knows that, you know what I'm saying? It's not where he's on a kid. I think he plays a part where if there's big games and one of them slightly knocked or they're played on a Saturday and there's games on a Tuesday, he'll come in the front three. That's what I think he feels.
That's why I think that Liverpool have been very fortunate with injuries to those front three. I mean, I can't remember either of them getting injured for ages. I mean, they always seem to play, which is probably why Divock hasn't played as many games as he'd liked, because in a lot of teams, opportunities come when there's injuries to those players, but they're always fit, they seem to be.
Well, I think the biggest worry Jurgen Klopp was saying is not about injuries, it's the African Cup of Nations is moving back to January, isn't it? So I think it's next January, or definitely...
Chance
Liverpool! Oh, that's Salah and Mane out the front three.
Keita as well.
The Keita in the middle as well, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Are we going to see a final goal, Dave? Disappointing. Going to see another goal on the stream.
I just want to say for the record, I hate Man United. Like I do not want to join the game. It's just I don't want Liverpool to
You know what I mean? That's not the energy you've been putting.
I know.
I felt very isolated on this. Just throwing that out there, you get me? But I'm a big boy, I can hold my own.
You can hold your own. Sheffield them concurrent.
Yeah, exactly, If it went 1-1...
I was getting the vibe that you do want a Man United goal in
Dave.
No, but a draw would be the worst thing for me, because then it's like Man United picked up a point and like Liverpool still haven't lost.
I love how you've analysed what you want from this game. You're really in two minds with the result you're after here.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, then. Let's go.
Right, into the last 5 minutes plus additional time of this game. Are we going to see another goal? Well, we can go to you for socials.
Yes.
Come on, boys. What have you got for us, mate?
People talking about the sort of lack of creativity from Manchester United. Obviously, that comes from... Oh, he's done it! Send him a postcard. Christian Eriksen obviously has been linked with Man United, a man you know very well, Smithy. Would he change up the creativity in this Manchester United?
I think Christian Eriksen, it looks like if he's going to go anywhere, is going to go to Inter Milan.
I don't know why he'd go Man United.
This window, I think, is going to happen.
All due respect.
You don't know why he'd go to Man United?
Like they're an absolute mess.
He'd get a great wage though at United. I think that would be I would love Eriksen, but I think I'd be scared of United getting caught into that same kind of cycle of putting him on massive wages because he...
Like Sanchez.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's a safer bet than Sanchez in terms of injuries and in terms of where he's at in his career, but I could just see the same thing happening again. Him coming to United, his level dropping because he's not in as good a team, and him still being on massive wages. Look at Juan Mata, his levels dropped a lot in the last kind of 18 months, and yet he's been kind of given contract extensions and still on huge wages, which is kind of helped to kind of mess up other areas of our transfer policy. So.
Bayo, Luke Shaw is down with cramp. Is that how do players perceive that? Is it an injury? Is it something you shouldn't get? Is it?
No, man, you should get a cramp, man. If you've been running around, you should get a cramp. It is what it is.
There we go. He's coming off.
When fans like, it's like raw. But he's human, man. He's run up and down, regardless of what. I'm not even beefing him because
if players get cramp in the first game of the season, it's often perceived to be that they've just been letting themselves go in the summer or they've not done pre-season. But you can understand it in a game like this.
Man.
Yeah. Luke Shaw off, Dalla on, interestingly. So both teams made all three subs. Liverpool straight down another counter-attack. Mo Salah on the ball.
That's one for Saka, man. I'm not even confident. I wasn't confident. Who's that running there, Trent?
Go on then. Inside. Oh.
Dave, I want to get your thoughts. You don't want to draw. Don't particularly want Liverpool to go unbeaten. Man United to win. But if I'm pushing you, if Man United score now, will you be a happy man?
No. It'll be a draw. That would be horrendous.
Worst result for you.
Yeah.
Mikey, what do you think about the reports of Manchester United signing the 16-year-old Birmingham City central midfielder Jude Bellingham for £25 million?
I've only heard about this today. I feel like you'll be able to.
He will.
Tell us more about the prospects of this, because he scored yesterday, right?
Scored yesterday, back post finish there, very instinctive. Played 3 different positions: striker, attacking midfield. Youngest goal scorer in EFL history, I think. Starting at the age of 15. 25 million for me, a bit too cheap.
I agree with you there.
Yeah. You've seen a bit of him, haven't you?
But he's like a big lad.
He's going that way. He's just taken the ball round the player and he turned back into him. Fortunate to win a free kick. It was the right call. Lallana. Jordan Henderson's not happy with that decision. Not happy with that decision. Lallana's foul. Won't matter getting away with one there. But it was. Ooh, was that a free?
I tell you what,
it's cheap, wasn't it? It's cheap.
If Liverpool win 1-0, this is like. It's becoming their thing now, do you know what I mean?
It's a lot of
grinding out.
Sheffield United 1-0, Tottenham 1-0, Man United 1-0.
Performances.
Is the sign of a Champions Premier League winning team. But there is still a couple of minutes left on the clock, Dave.
There is.
Chance for Man United, free kick.
This goes in. Through the window. Better if this goes in. You can throw it through the window.
If it goes in, we still haven't lost. We're still...
You might be on the way to it, though.
That's a better ball.
What a good corner for Man United. 89 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, this would be crap now if they can see now.
Come on, language, Dave. Apologies for any... don't repeat it. Apologies for any bad language if it was heard on the stream.
Apologies.
Corner for Man United. Whipton, Mata. Mikey, I thought for some reason I thought it was going in.
Still won that header and he had his back to it.
I know. Oh, come on, Hendo. You're going to pace at Henderson there! Look at him! Come on, man. We take the free kick.
The pace.
We take the free kick. All right, let's rescore now.
Hendo's still there.
I think Dalot's lost about a yard of pace.
Oh, what a tackle!
Is that Dalot? That's a great tackle.
Fred again! Fred the red!
I was tired.
Lovely from Fred.
You did a big run.
Martial, fantastic. Oh, this is vintage!
I tell you what, this is great.
This is a fine wine!
We've got to get out of that.
Let's up now.
Spread it. Oh my God, I've never seen a passage of play like this.
Coming into the 90th minute, Man United on the attack.
Post! What a ball!
Spoil the party. Bang! Come on, Fred. Into the box. Oh, you're going to grind it out 1-0 again, aren't you? You're going to grind it out. You're going to grind it out 1-0.
No, don't shoot.
Go on, Maguire.
Oh, God, turn and circle of the QE2.
There are 3 minutes additional time. We are in the first minute of added time. 3 minutes on the clock. Daniel James whips the ball in. And it is cleared, but only half cleared.
Seconds. Come on, Wan-Bissaka.
He's going to get there. It's a throw-in for Man United, Will. Come on, Dave.
And Rory Delap is coming to take it. Unbelievable. Scenes of The Undertaker.
Wan-Bissaka with the throw.
Yeah, what a ball!
It has to be better. Get your comments in quickly on the stream. Can United get a last shot equaliser here? How will Bayo react? Winning record on Football Social.
Trying to pick someone out and he's done that.
Cleared again. I feel like Van Dijk has cleared every ball that has been whipped in.
Man of the match.
Seconds. Oh, that's poor.
Salah's in. David De Gea.
Turn. Inside.
91 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. There are 3 minutes of additional time. Man United in their own half, carrying the ball forward. Can they create a dramatic last moment here?
Drive. Come on. There's no one in the middle. One matters about 5 foot.
Got to get the ball in the box, surely.
Back post.
Get it in. It's the decision making here. It's almost like they don't know which pass to play.
Yeah, that's better.
Come on, Dalot.
Hey, slack of
corner.
Here we go. Slap it. Corner for Man United, right in front of their fans in their way in. They're all off of their seats, Will.
Not Maguire.
Harry Maguire is up. They're all up.
Here we go.
Give it David.
Yeah, David's got to come up now.
David De Gea is up. David De Gea is walking up. No, he's not. He's signaling to the bench saying, shall I go up? He's staying where he is. The ball is whipped in from the corner. Bang! He's on! Offside.
That's it. That was a chance.
Liverpool, no, that was their chance.
Mo
Salah down the two!
Where's the keeper?
Mo Salah one-on-one!
Finish! Take it off! Take off your top! Show me your head!
Goal for Mo Salah! Liverpool! 2-0 against Manchester United!
Beast mode, show me your head! Yes! Shut down! Yes!
Alisson's out!
Yes!
Alisson knee slide into Mo Salah. Liverpool
until we got the second goal, we was nervous. Until we got the second goal, we were like, show him your top. Hey, salute. You just chill.
It was a nervous last 5. Bale hadn't said anything on the stream.
No, I was just chilling there watching. You know sometimes when you can't give them hope and then you take it away from them.
Bale, for those who haven't seen this, talk us through this goal, one-on-one.
You know what? That's composure there, you know.
That's so much to do there.
No, he had so much.
The best bit for me is this bit. Like the control.
No, he knows he's coming like Daniel James. It's good Daniel James is bare light, though, because that's where he just had him there. Just like, stay there. And this is the crazy thing is because he scores the harder chances. I said he would score.
And we said he'd score a harder chance than what he missed.
Because that's what he does. Look it was good, man. And
we haven't seen this. This is Jurgen Klopp. Look at Jurgen Klopp.
We got to salute Aston as well.
The subs are banging on the chairs. Look at the scenes. They know this is a huge victory. Surely Liverpool have... I'm not even going to say one hand. Surely they've got both hands on the title.
Yeah.
Can I just say as well, I'm going to put it up there, that's one of the best celebrations from a keeper going into a striker. Mo Salah is standing in front of the home fans.
He's already done that.
And there is a knee slide from the keeper. Knee slide from the keeper right into Mo Salah. Incredible scenes.
Thank you.
And we can give you the live pictures from Anfield. The full-time whistle is gone.
He's going to grind out a 1-0.
It is Liverpool 2, Man United 0. There is the hero, the man who scored the second goal, Mo Salah. Ripped his shirt off. Alisson knee slide into him. The home fans went crazy. Man United put up a good fight for the last 10-15 minutes. You thought they might get into it. But look at what it means to Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool Football Club. What a victory that is. And Bayo, once again, your streak of coming on this show winning continues.
Listen, I was saying that, it's not me, you know, it's them. It's all them.
It's definitely not you. It's them.
No, it is me. I don't know. It's all them, man. Liverpool, well done, man.
And look what it means to Jurgen Klopp. We saw scenes of Ollie's going over to the away end, Mikey.
Come on, my boy.
Mikey, did you take some positives from the performance? United, it wasn't...
I thought Fred was good in the second half. You can't take that many positives.
Thank you. You know, you're a real one, you know.
You can't take that many positives.
You're a real one. Because I thought he was going to come and say, gotta, because for the 5 minutes. You know what it was when they start? Because we was a little bit tense.
That 4-minute spell.
You know what it was, but no, I'm playing. We did it.
No, the chance creation was just not good enough, and that's always been an issue with United. Chance creation just wasn't good enough. Liverpool, obviously, good defence. Van Dijk, I think you were saying, I'd agree, like, man of the match.
What a match from Virgil van Dijk.
I don't think Van Dijk had that much to deal with, but when he did have quality to deal with, he dealt with it.
I agree.
But there wasn't enough quality for him to deal with. There wasn't enough quality from United in the final third. Defensively, not amazing.
Look at this, Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp hugging each other. A fair play, Marky. Very honest assessment there. I think we agree Liverpool were the better side. I think the stats will back that up. But what they did have, again, like the Spurs Liverpool game, they did have chances, Man United, but all that matters is Liverpool take all 3 points.
If there was any doubt they were going to be champions, that's now gone now. They are definitely going to be champions.
Can I ask this honestly? I know you don't want to jinx it, I know, but they're going to win the league, aren't they, Liverpool? Surely.
Look,
surely Liverpool are going to win the league.
You've got to admit it now.
No,
You've got to admit
if they mess up now, it would be... It's basically unthinkable for them to mess up now. And it's not even the points tally, it's how they're winning games. That's basically what it is. You can't see them capitulating the back end of the season. You just can't. So, of course, Liverpool supporters were like, look, you know what? Behind closed doors, we're like, listen, we've won it, innit? You know what I'm saying? We've won it. That's what we're saying.
Behind closed doors.
Like, but listen, behind closed doors, I don't know if they're confident. The players are confident. After this game, they're like, listen, you know what? They will be saying one game at a time, one game at a time, because that's what you can only do. But they know within their heart as players, look, you know, we're grinding out results. We're on something here, and...
He's not going to give us the line, Liverpool are definitely going to win. Can you give us... Because we can clip this up.
You can clip that up and then I'm...
Are you going to say that Liverpool are Premier League champions?
You're trying to make me a meme. No.
He's not going to say it. I like the way that you got around that answer there. Well, we can have a look. I'm sure you want to look at it. The Premier League table.
Show me, baby.
Do you want to see it?
Come on.
I think this is mainly for Adi Bayrak and Fenway's eyes. Because it doesn't make for great reading for the Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United fans, or the Birmingham City fan on the sofa, obviously. But Liverpool, look at this. Man United still in fifth. Actually, worth pointing out, only 5 points behind Chelsea following Chelsea's loss yesterday. But the big story, Liverpool, 64 points from 22. Still only dropped 2 points all season, plus 38. So that is look at that difference, Bayo. I mean, it's just extraordinary, isn't it?
And we've got a game in hand. Like, we're doing what City did to the league 2 seasons ago. And you would have never thought City would ever drop that significantly. You would never have seen that. So we're
16 points clear with a game in hand.
We've blown away we've blown away the league so far. Like, we've blown it away. You know what I'm saying? We literally, there was only one team that was doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the City kind of just changed the mould. You're like, well, City's going to be around doing this for a while. And then Liverpool did something to close it last season. And then to close it and then overtake them like they are.
Incredible.
It's incredible.
To do it with no new signings as well, I think, is ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I think everyone was saying like Liverpool needed to make another signing or a couple of signings in the summer. Didn't do it. I mean, Adrian, I guess, but everyone was saying that was a big mistake from Klopp, and it has turned out to be the right decision, I guess.
Amazing. Will, what are people saying on the stream? A lot of predictions that we got in. There was. I imagine Liverpool fans are very happy.
Yeah, Liverpool are very happy, and then a lot of people just questioning the approach from Ollie. Mikey, what did you make of the three at the back, or sort of almost the five as well at some point?
I think it was probably. I think that actually kept Liverpool at bay more. To be honest, I think you have to. When you're coming up against what is basically a front five from Liverpool, you kind of have to cover all bases. So I think, if Rashford was fit, maybe he would have set up differently. But I think with the players that we had, that was probably the best way to go about it. I thought Brandon Williams generally gave quite a good account of himself. I thought Luke Shaw maybe had his best game in a long time, playing in a different position, at least in the first half. So I think it really was just, you could just tell the difference in quality between the two teams. I don't think you can really put too much at Solskjaer's door there.
Bayo, the next fixture for Liverpool is Wolves away. Many a team have gone there and succumbed to Wolverhampton. Obviously, Man City did it this season. Is that one of your biggest worries for this unbeaten run?
To be fair, I don't think you can. Listen, I'm not too big on this unbeaten. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got unbeaten, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not too big, so we went there and we drew, we lost. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Right now, we're 16 points. If we win that, we're 19 points. So it's done. But we know Wolves on their day can be a problem. But Liverpool will be going anywhere confident. So there's no reason that I'm thinking Liverpool is a bogey team. Man City came, we beat them. United, we beat them. Tottenham, we beat them.
Yeah.
So the same, what Klopp said, every game's 100%. So we're going with the Wolves. So it's not like I'm nervous. We'll take the game. Like, I mean, because I'm part of them. Yeah. We'll take the game like any other game.
You say that you're not bothered about the unbeaten run. Do you think the players are not bothered? Because
listen, I think that it's stages.
Right.
I think it's stages.
So get the league title done first.
Like, let's get the league title done.
Yeah.
And right now, when you're unbeaten, you're like, you know what, let's see how long we can go there. It's just like we ain't lost at home all season.
Yeah.
We hadn't lost at home all season up until Christmas. So then you're like, let's see how long that can go. And then Coventry took that off us. And then you're disappointed, but you're like, well, we've only lost one. And then you kind of look at the silver linings like that. So I think that's what Liverpool would do. They'll take it stage by stage. Well, let's get that. And if they've won it and they're still unbeaten, then they'll say to each other, you know what, let's see if we can go unbeaten for the season. Again. So it's like that. You're taking stages.
Because what is amazing about this Liverpool team, you said earlier, you as a Liverpool fan, you said yourself, and I think we agreed that we can't compare them to the great teams until they win the league. It looks like they are going to win the league now, but they're on course to break. If you look at all the great Premier League teams, Arsenal Invincibles, Man City with the most points total, Liverpool are on course to concede the fewest goals of any team in Premier League history. They're on course to become invincible. They're on course to break Man City. They could break all of those records.
Yeah.
This season.
That's what I'm talking about. So
earliest winner as well is another one. They're on course for all of them.
Right now, the debate is just on opinions. The potential, they're great, how they do it. That if they do all that, it's factual. So no matter what you say with players here, their facts will be able to, their stats will say, look, factual, they've did this, they did that, and then that's where the debate comes and it brings more weight to your debate. But until they do all that, just winning the league, then you can turn around and say, well, this team, they won the Champions League last year, won the league this year, with this many points. So then that's where you turn around and say, well, yeah, this team is arguably one of the best teams that was ever created. Yeah. But until they do it, they're just there at the moment on the verge.
Mikey, do you think they can do all of that, invincible, 100 points?
Yeah, for sure. I think they'll fall short of conceding the least, because I think Chelsea's record's 15 and they've conceded like 14.
Yes, so I think you're right.
Inevitably, I think that they won't get that, but. The others, I think the points tally.
We don't care about that one. I just.
Is that what you don't care about?
Right. The points tally. You're closest to that last season, I think, at least at one point. But I think the points tally is the scary one. Like it looks like they're going to top 100 points, which is just. It's just obscene. Incredible. It shouldn't be allowed. But it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary.
Dave, Are you worried?
Very worried.
They could get 112 points, by the way.
Where's that what's up for grabs?
They are definitely going to win the league. That's 100%.
Are you worried that the Arsenal Invincibles is going to go now?
About, yeah, because
we've watched a lot of games this season of Liverpool on the Football Social.
Yeah, it's more about because of my love for Arsene Wenger, and I think part of Wenger's legacy is wrapped up in taking a team unbeaten to win the Championship. So it's more about I want to protect Wenger's legacy. Which is why I don't want him to go unbeaten, but they're definitely going to be champions.
OK. I'll say some final questions. Will, what people are saying?
Yes, lots of people throwing their shouts out for man of the match, but what do we think on the panel as well? Strong defensive performance, but obviously 2 goals from that front three again. Or even any standouts from United, Mikey?
For United, I think Fred was probably our best player, at least in the second half. But yeah, I think Van Dijk, to be honest. Yeah, Liverpool did look pretty good going forward, but I think just having his assuredness at the back and his distribution was,
I agree. Yeah. I think, like you said, United never looked like they were going to score, and whenever it went into the danger area, VVD was there. So he popped up with the first goal, and then he just made it assured throughout the whole game. So I thought VVD was I think he's been our best signing. Like, hands down, I just think he's just turned us into...
Ever? Liverpool's in Premier League, you think?
Well, until we start, let's win a couple teams first.
Yeah.
Like,
then you look back,
Then we can then have this conversation, because even when they put players in the team of the decade and X, Y and Z, I was like, well, it's 2 seasons in the May, like, but it's 10 years, do you know what I'm saying? So let's start... When we do all that side of it, then we can start having beyond this point. But at the moment, I think he's the best defender in the world. This is all currently, do you know what I'm saying? So, but... When we win, we say when we win it now, so we put it into... Then you can start having these big conversations about where they sit ever.
Do you think Liverpool will strengthen? Because, Mikey, that's an interesting point you made about the fact they didn't really sign many players in the summer. Do you think Liverpool, presuming they do win the league, they're on to win other trophies as well because they're in other competitions, do you think they will strengthen in the summer at all? Or is the squad there for many years at Liverpool?
No, I think they need to strengthen.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Whereabouts?
I wouldn't say squad players. I think Klopp's... I think we got our front three. As long as we keep our front three, it's our front three. And then you bring in... It's not even the talent. I think you bring in characters that kind of know, look, this is what we're doing. So if we pluck one out, you're coming in, so take away egos. That is the bigger picture. Yeah. So our front three is our front three. It is what it is. That's just... For as long as they choose to stay there, that's going to be our front three. And then... But I do think that we're a bit short squad-wise. Do you get what I'm saying? To have a strong 11 every week in every competition. That's me personally. So I think you've got to look to evolve. You've got to add, because it freshens it up. It brings new faces. It brings new competition. And, you know, just like when Tottenham didn't sign, it's cool because you get to know each other, characters and that. But complacency is complacency. When the team can pick itself, it kind of just, it becomes mundane, just going in every day. So when you bring in new players, new faces, new characters of the same ilk, it can only be better.
Yeah,
so I do think that should strengthen.
Bale, let's hear from a couple of your heroes today. Henderson, your guy, Hendo, and Mo Salah. Do you want to shout him out as well?
Yeah, Hendo. Salah! Egyptian king and that. Come on,
there
let's
we go. They are both speaking to Jeff Streaves. Here they are.
People's at.
Mo, Jordan, first of all, 16 points clear. This crowd is going wild. They're singing, we're going to win the league. Can you really disagree with them now?
We're not really thinking about the end again. You know, why should we change now? Why think about the end of the season? There's still a lot of games left. We've took it back each game for a long time now, and it's put us in good stead, so there's no need to change, you know. The crowd unbelievable again today, but for us as players, it's the next game, the next challenge. And Premier League's tough, you know, there's some tough teams. United played well at times today, but overall I felt as though we deserved the 3 points.
Mo, you joked earlier on that the only reason Liverpool didn't beat Manchester United earlier in the season is because you weren't playing. Have you proved your point?
Yeah, as you can see today, I get back from the injury, so that we won the game. So, but I'm very happy for the team now. Like, we won all the games, so we enjoy the moment. So hopefully we finish it like that.
And what a pass it was to you for the goal.
What? Sorry?
What a pass it was to you for the goal.
Oh yeah, I get the pass from Alisson. No one else could give me the ball, but I'm very happy for the result. That's the most important thing.
Jordan, how concerned were you, though, that you had so many chances and that last 10-15 minutes, Manchester United, as you would expect, really came back at you?
Yeah, well, it's 1-0's dangerous scoreline. We know that from the Spurs game. So I feel as though we should have killed the game off earlier with the chances that we had, but you know, we kept going, defended well, and managed to get the second in the end, which we deserved, I think, to be fair.
You had a decent chance as well earlier on at the start of the second half. Were you thinking, whatever it is, we just can't score against them, the famous three?
Just the first thought comes to my mind, like, oh my God, I will not score today. But you know, I came back mentally, I prepared myself, like, keep calm, still like 45 minutes. But you know, as I said before, even if I didn't score today, it doesn't matter. As much as the team keep winning, I'm fine with that.
Jordan, as you said, you've got to this position by taking each game as it comes. Why change that? But how are you now going to keep a lid on this expectation?
Well, at Liverpool Football Club, there's always expectation. Ever since I came, there's always an expectation to win and be successful, and that'll never change. Well, hopefully for a very long time. And
but just how special is all this right now?
It is special, you know. We're enjoying our football, but you've got to stay hungry. You've got to keep learning, keep wanting more. And to be fair, this group of players wants to do that. Of course, the manager's on us all the time to improve, and we know that we can certainly improve. So it's about every single day, keep going until the end of the season.
How much do you feel you are getting closer to the ultimate prize, Mo?
Sorry?
How much do you feel you're getting closer to the ultimate prize?
I think we just need to keep like focusing each game. We don't have to think like now we won the Premier League or whatever. No, we just need to take it game by game. That's I think the only way we can win the Premier League. Otherwise, like we struggled last season at the same time, so we have to keep calm and just focus in each game.
OK, well that is victory number 21. You've beaten every team in the Premier League, and for your efforts today, Jordan, you were the man of the match. Mo, he did.
Why you give it to me
to present it to him. Well played, guys.
Love that from Mo and Jordan. All that great bit of banter there with the man of the match. But they're still not saying that they don't want to say it's done. They don't want to say one game at a time. Done. The cliches are coming out.
Listen, it's not done. You take every game, and to be fair, the skipper's right. Like the skipper's right. The skipper's like, listen, we've got to this point with this mentality. We take every game as it comes. We're 21 games in or whatever it's been, and we're here. So why change? Why change what's got us to the top of the table? Of course, you've got to say that again because nobody wants to be, we've done it, and then they mess up. You know, everybody wants you to fail, so then why give them?
They have to say that, yeah. Mikey, thoughts on this Liverpool team and how far they can go? We spoke about the Premier League. Can you see them retaining the Champions League? Can you see them?
Definitely, yeah. Unfortunately, that's it. A bit like Jackson. Like, I'm a little bit scared that Liverpool might be going for a treble this season, but. Yeah, I'd say they've got the Premier League wrapped up, and they're probably the favourites in the Champions League.
Yeah, they are. I think they're the favourites.
Either them or City, or maybe Real Madrid. Whoever wins out of City and Real Madrid. But yeah, I don't think you can look at any other team in the Champions League and be like, yeah, they're definitely better than Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are the best team in Europe on paper right now.
Yeah, had absolutely everything. Dave, finally. Predictions for the Champions League, just intrigued. Do you think Liverpool are the team to beat in the Champions League as well?
I think they're so. Like, you know, they are the champions. Like, you know, as Mike said, I think they are the best team. Whether or not they're going to go on and win it for a second time on the trot, I don't know. But they're definitely the best team left in the competition.
Well, before we're fair, Liverpool team, your thoughts? How far can this team go?
I think the emphasis is on team as well, isn't it? It's the best overall team that knows the system, plays well together, and. I think, the best of the bunch.
Best of the bunch. Another big day for Liverpool. Big thanks to all of our guests. Don't forget, we will be back Tuesday, only in 2 days' time for the Football Social. Loads of games. I think there's 5 games on that night, Dave. Big guests joining us Tuesday, January the 21st. Chelsea v Arsenal is our feature game. So an animated Dave Jackson.
Yeah, Arsenal will win.
Arsenal will win. He said he'll guarantee Arsenal will win. There you go. There's loads of other games. Big thanks to all of our guests. Congratulations to Liverpool. We will leave you with our best bits from the show.
I love hearing your Arsenal supporters. Y'all entertain the hell out of me.
Game! Virgil van Dijk gives Liverpool the lead.
I am home!
I think they.
Send him off as well.
1-0.
There's like a few comments saying they want to see Will and Babe have a little challenge for the ball, for the header.
Yeah, OK.
They're saying it.
I'm not into that. Not reading it.
Just staring at it, mate. You know, big one,
We haven't got 3 footballs yet.
Yeah, no.
There is a ball on display on set, actually. So
Yeah, I think they are stunt balls.
Stunt.
Goal by over Liverpool, please. Oh no, it's offside.
Oh, it's offside. Oh, yeah, this is twice. Great shout.
Alvid Bow.
Well done. Alvin Bow.
He was offside.
Michael McCubbin, big chance for Man United.
I don't think he was offside.
Onside for you, Mike. Great save, De Gea! David De Gea! Mikey, some of these moments going United's way. Turning point.
That's the turning point, Mike. This is it.
There's been about 5 turning points.
How has he not scored there?
Both his legs.
Oh! Liverpool have to take these chances, Gea, don't they? Oh, it's a big chance! Man United have big chances.
How did you miss that?
Oh! Another chance for Fred, and it's parried behind. Looks like it's going to go for a corner. Yes, it is.
Confidence growing at United.
Another chance for
Turning
United.
point is back
Is
on.
this the turning point? Oh! So look at the chance and then...
Greenwood, man.
What are you ducking for? He just ducked.
Oh!
You guys overacted to that.
I know.
I felt very isolated on this. Just throwing that out there. You get me? But I'm a big boy. I can hold my own.
You can hold your own.
Finish! Take it off! Take off your top! Show me your head!
Goal for Salah! Liverpool! 2-0 against Manchester United!
Beast mode, show me your head! Yes! Shut down! Yeah.